Welcome, Wappo crew, guys, gals, ghouls, friends, fiends, and foes, whoever may be listening beyond the Omniverse tonight. Secure your tinfoil hats, look down tight, and hold on loosely as we soar over the rocky tops of the La Plata on a rocky mountain high, sucked into the vortex of the Four Corners, and settle down snugly at mile marker 420 in Colorful, Colorado. It is Saturday, April 27th, Monday, April 28th for those of you across the pond and beyond. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you, and welcome to We Are Paradox's Late Night in the Rockies. I hope you guys have had an awesome weekend so far. Mine has been kind of choppy, kind of weird. You know, I'm ready for spring. Not quite yet for summer, but now the winter is trying to encroach again. But, you know, that's kind of the bipolar part of the Colorado weather. So yeah, you just gotta strap in and be ready for it. Chicks, I opened up the tube and let the chicks roam, and for the most part they did, but then they went in before I closed it down. So I think they were ready to warm up under the lamp. I did not unplug it today because, like I said, it's been really, really cold. So yeah, poor little chickadiddles. So I'm your host, TessaTNT. We are broadcasting live from the Mile High Clubhouse tonight. I'm so grateful you could join me this evening. If you're listening live right now, you may be listening to me on KPNL Radio, which you can find at KPNL Radio at kpnl-bb.com. You can also find me on eTalk Radio, which you can find on etalk.tv/radio, as well as Spreaker.com under We Are Paradox Media. And if you like to watch, which, you know, a lot of us do, I put on videos to go to sleep, but generally I just listen. Sometimes I watch, but I try not to. But yeah, you can find us on YouTube, Twitch, as well as Facebook under We Are Paradox Media. If you want to listen in your free time, whether you're working it, or working out, make sure you tune in to us under We Are Paradox Media. Where the heck you listen to your podcasts? That's where you can find us. Oh my goodness. I have a wild hair getting me. It's probably one of those silver ones. Those janky bastards. So tonight, I have a treat for all my guys and gals out there. Tonight, we will be doing the We Are Paradox Media Paranormal Forum. And yeah, I'm still waiting for someone to join. Jim, if you can give him positive energy, prayers, etc. He's doing his finals right now. You know, I didn't go to college. I went to the military, but I could just imagine what he's going through with his finals. A lot of people actually take up certain drugs to get through this, but I know Jim's going to do a good job. I'm sending positive love, light, everything towards him for his finals. Miss Mea Savage, last time I heard, was feeding the horses. So she should be here in a little bit. And then we got Miss Jani Banani doing what she do. Oh, here's Miss Mea. Okay, let me go and change this over here. Hey Mea, hold on. Let me go over to Spreaker and change my speaker. Hello, sister. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, good. I can hear you too. How's the Arizona weather treating you?
We got a big old rainstorm last night, and it's nice and cloudy and cool. So I took a little sporadic adventure to, and I think it's called an arboretum, like a big botanical garden place. I'm not good with that stuff, but it it's the biggest one in Arizona. It's in Superior. It's called the Bryce Thompson, I think it's called. Um, Arboretum, and it was Boyce Thompson. Sorry, not Bryce. Boyce Thompson Arboretum.
Oh, an
And
arbitrarium.
yeah, but I think okay, so I thought it was arbitrarium too, but I guess it's pronounced arboretum, and I looked it up, and I'm like, this is, you would think, anyway. I had to look it up because it was driving me crazy because I was calling it an arbitrarium, and then I looked at it and I'm like, that's not what it's called. So I think
That's what
Arby's.
it's been like forever, but this could be another one of those Mandela effects or whatever where they change stuff when they really shouldn't.
I agree. Or we were just taught
That's
wrong as
weird.
kids and it was just passed on.
It could be, you know. I don't know. The winners write history, and I don't always agree with the winners or wieners.
No, nobody likes a big wiener. I mean, like,
a lot of people do, but
no.
I like your picture of you on a camel. That's awesome.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of side quests lately. I've had, I live in like a really messed up um version of Yellowstone, where it's like Yellowstone from Wish. And so there's always like ranch drama and stuff. And there was a lot going
Oh
on the
no!
other day. I'm like, I'm gonna go ride a camel because screw you guys. I'm gonna go ride a camel.
Yeah, you guys, I'm gonna go ride a camel. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I totally feel you there. But that's badass. I wish I could do that, but no.
I
I'm
was
kind
just
of
at the zoo.
arbitrarily stuck in a certain vortex. But no,
What'd you
I'm
say?
glad you can do that and get out there. I said I'm kind of arbitrarily, not talking about the arbitrary or whatever the frick it's called, but arbitrarily stuck in a freaking cycle of things I have to do. To
Well,
ride a
come to
camel?
Arizona. We can go together. It's really cool.
Seriously, let's do it. I might be doing that. I might be like, sorry, Tassie, gotta get away because your stuff is kind of heavy and my stuff is really, really heavy. And so hopefully somebody would watch my chickens, but that's the only reason I wouldn't go is because I'd worry that nobody's feeding the dogs or cats or chickens.
I have
Otherwise, I would.
I can take short trips sometimes. Like this was literally a day trip. And then I had to come back and feed the horses. We have other horses that aren't ours here, and I'm the only one feeding at this point, and I have to feed them every day at the same time. Otherwise, they get stressed out. And so I had to haul ass
Mhm.
back from Superior all the way back to, Rio Verde where I'm at and feed them and then jump on for the show. But it was a fun adventure. Sorry I was a couple minutes late. Just I had to load hay, and so it took a little bit longer.
No, and don't be sorry. Like, I'm so grateful you're here and that you can make it. And I'm not just like bugging people with TikToks and random crazy thoughts I have. Because I
Where's
have a
the
lot.
rest of the
You know,
crew? We've got to sign some more people on. I've got a couple people
I
here.
know. So Jimmy's actually taking finals. So I sent him positive and light and hey, don't break a leg, but do really good on finals. And then Jani, this weekend, she's got the Yowie Hunters and they're a TikTok group and she's hosting them and she should be here soon. But yeah, she's like, I have them and a lot of stuff and I might make it, might not. Thought she was, but then, things change. Earlier we were talking and she's like, yeah, we stayed up till like 3 a.m., whatever. I'm like, wow, I go to sleep at like 4, but I see what you're saying. Yeah, they slept in really late. She got up early. Hi, Sandra. Um, Oh, okay. So Johnny says it's saying it's block camera and microphone. Unblock it. That's weird. Just letting her know that you're here. But now, as far as animals, like, I don't know. I love my cats. I love my dogs, but my chickens are kind of different. Especially Peggy. Peggy Sue constantly,
Peggy
when I'm
Sue.
talking, makes eye contact with me. Yeah. She makes eye contact with me, and she's the biggest of all of them. And everyone's like, why is she so big and the other ones are small? I'm like, she's about 2 to 4 weeks older than those. But yeah, she just looks at me and tries to figure out what I'm saying. Tries to decipher English. I don't know. Sometimes I balk at them, but they're so
Chickens
cute.
are odd. I will say that. I quit getting attached to my chickens because every time I would get attached to a particular chicken, that would be the first one to go. And it would always be something
Oh
weird.
no.
So I no longer get I mean, I'm still attached to chickens. Right now I have Jamie has been taking care of them. That's been her kind of job, but I kind of just quit, like I used to, there's ones that I would bring in the house and give baths and blow dry them, and I got overly attached because they're fluffy chickens. Um, and
Yes.
then I had one that uh, got pecked by a rooster, and I took her to the vet, and she almost died. And I had to keep her inside for the longest time. Finally, she was able to go
Oh
outside.
no.
And we moved to a different chicken coop. And right when I put, it was like a dog kennel with a chicken coop inside, and I put her in there. And in the middle of the day, right the day we moved, a hawk comes down and gets her. And I'm like, no, she didn't
Oh
last
no.
5 minutes in the new house. We didn't even get moved in yet, and like already, and so that destroyed me. So no longer.
Yeah, that's what I've been worried about. And okay, so Zoe, I'm like, I don't need ghee. I don't need other things like that because Zoe protects the cat. So for sure, she's going to protect the chickens. And then she actually like scratched at the side of it and pushed her big ass head against it. And, even though you pay $300 something, this is really shittily made. Like, it's kind of shoddy. Even though it looks really nice and neat, you can, like, look and see the light or other things. Like, it's bad. Like, you have to re-insulate it. You have to do so many things to make sure the chickens are warm for winter. So, I'm just thinking, like, I'll use these two that I bought, which equivalates to $700. I basically spent $1,000 on chickens, soups, and feed, other things. And then Zuzus and Wham Whams were $40. $40 out of 1,000 for, the mirror, a swing, and other stuff like that, which were on sale. But yeah, I bought those, and I'm just like, I could just imagine the chickens like swinging on that and having fun. They're so awesome. So I have the Polish ones that have the cool hairdos. And then I have,
Love those.
it's called a Black Sultan. Yeah, a Black Sultan. And then Peggy Sue, man, she's got the furry stuff or feathery stuff on her legs too. But yeah, she's got a black beak instead of yellow. Everybody else has a yellow beak. She's got a black one. So she reminds me of a hawk. And she's the biggest, so everybody thinks, hey, that's my mom. I don't know. I just love it so much, and I'm so excited. It's like a new endeavor for me. And $1,000 out of 7 to me was worth it. Because I don't know, it kind of brightens my day and gives me something to really look forward to. And just to imagine the hawks coming on and getting them, we've even had vultures. We've seen vultures fly around, but we had dogs and cats at the time. So maybe that's where Toothless went. He might have gotten picked up by a vulture, but they're so cute. And then
Yeah.
I feel kind of weird just being so attached to them and being so excited, but I really am. I'm just like, I got chicks. I got 12. Now I two geese. The only place that's going to sell them is the Lucky 7 Ranch in Ignacio. And the guy that I talked to the other day, generally I talk to Tamara, I think her name is, but I think the owner of Lucky 7 Ranch answered when I called to ask about geese, and he said, we got 2 different shipments in. Unfortunately, the post office doesn't tell us when it comes in, so they died. So that's really sad. But he's going to try one more time. And he's like, just keep calling. I'm like, instead of me continually calling you, can you just take my number and call me when you get them in? And I'll come get 2. Just because they need a buddy. So 2, hopefully both females. I'd like to put bonnets on them. No, they can check my chickens. Yeah. I could totally see that. Them wearing bonnets and walking around kind of like Aristocats. I don't know. Those geese. They're so prim and proper.
I saw like this video of someone who made knitted like a little cover thing for a turtle, for the turtle shell. It looked like a little hat, but it looked like it was like ready for like a wedding because it was white with a little flower on it. It was the cutest thing I've ever seen.
That is so cute. And I like turtles, but more than turtles, I like frogs.
I like
Oh my goodness.
Frogs are cool.
Yes. Okay, so like I had a minor obsession with them, and then I got into a car accident, and the only thing that stayed put was the frog on my dash. So I'm like, frogs are really important to me. And I can kind of relate to them. There's frogs that stay dormant under the ground for a while, and then they pop up. What the heck? Like, how the heck does that happen? It's like different than hibernation. It's something else.
Not to mention, like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. They live actually, toads live out here in the desert when it's dry as heck. And it's like, how do they live in the desert? But they bury themselves under the ground and somehow survive. Like, I don't know how they survive. It's crazy. And then when it rains, you'll see them. Kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's super weird because, like you said, how do they survive? Like, there's no water or food or whatever down there. And hibernation, I just recently learned bears go into a certain extent of hibernation, but they really don't, because they can wake up at any time. If they get hungry, they can go out and eat and then come back and go to sleep. I wish I could hibernate because I think I really need to. But it's so weird, the frogs doing that. And then, okay, so with this eclipse that happened, not only was it going across, okay, so we had an eclipse going this way that went across Colorado. This one's going this way, so it made an X. Nobody's talking about the one we had here in Colorado and Arizona and stuff. They're talking about the 2017 one. When I even talked to Vern about it, I'm like, why? And he's like, well, maybe because it was just partial. I'm like, somewhere in the world, it is always a partial freaking eclipse. This one is whole against these many things. It was whole for us. We saw, we did the strainer, different things like that. You could even look down, like, through your fingers or the leaves, and you can see the little crescents. It's always partial. Why the heck is the 2017 and this one so important? And there was the thing about like the cities it went through and stuff, which were in the Bible, but nothing happened. Tons and tons of people went to watch it. Everything was okay except for traffic really sucked, but I didn't even look. I didn't even think about, it's going to be a partial eclipse. I went outside to go to work. I noticed it was like a purple sort of hue. And then I just went to work. Vern looked up when he shouldn't have. And looked at the sun behind the moon. Lily admitted she did too. And then I've heard different weird theories about people that saw it. Something's going to happen to them. Like, what is that? That to me is weird. I think there's just like fear mongers that are putting different shit out there.
Definitely fear mongering. It was super, super. That whole thing was super weird. It's like I've never heard the prepping that they were, at like on social media trying to get people to, like prep like for the eclipse, like and calling out schools and just expecting. It's just crazy. Makes no sense.
That's what freaked me out is like they're closing schools. My sister, she's in prison in Arkansas, and she's like, I'm in welding class or whatever, and so I'm going to use one of those welding masks and I'm going to look at it. But they locked them down. And she's like, what are we going to do? Oh, it's dark for like 4 minutes. Are we going to break out or something? Like, why are they locking us down? But I think everybody was weirded out for some reason. Even the government closing schools, locking down prisons, doing different things like that. Scaring people. Why? Like, this is a story event, yes. Yes, it's going through different cities that are in the Bible. But that to me was weird because church and state is separated. But for them to close schools and lock down prisons and do different stuff like that, it's like I said, fear mongering. And if the government's doing it, you should really be concerned. And then they were saying, like, you got to prep for this, like, buy some rice, buy lots of water, do this and this and that and that.
It makes no sense.
As far as we know. Yeah. It's so weird to me, really. It does not make sense. But does the government these days, anyways? I don't know. No, it's just so weird and dumb to me. Why? Why are you scaring people? Why? But it's kind of like, we're in a progression of inflation, all kinds of stuff like that. Buy this, do this, buy that, etc.
Just people.
And a lot of people did.
Up to the games of, the powers that be do not want people to be free thinking, or they don't want us to catch on to the games of politics and everything else in the way that everything is actually run. So the distractions aren't working anymore because we are able to communicate better and more quickly. So in order to control, they used to be able to say, hey, look, there's a big purple elephant, and there would be no big purple elephant, right? But people would be able to be convinced that there was. But now people are like, okay, I have video evidence, and it's and then they have, they can Google, do big purple elephants live here? And they're not believing it anymore because people are just able to spread information a lot more quickly. But it's in the negative sense, a lot of misinformation is being spread, but that's becoming less and less because a lot of the previous misinformation came with an agenda, like a political agenda, everything else. I think both political parties right now are in agreement that the divide is a lot less than it was. And I feel like that whole tactic of dividing the parties in a way that we haven't seen in our lifetime was all just a distraction for something else.
It always is. It's like, okay, so kind of like the Wizard of Oz or whatever, like, or a magician. Look at this hand while this hand is doing something else. That's what the government does. And so what was happening during this eclipse, except for the war in Ukraine? Man, so many different things happening. That is not okay. We're taxpayers, which that's freaking illegal according to things that were written. Sorry, the dog is barking. I'm distracted, but church and state, etc., like the Bill of Rights, the Constitution, everything. Tax is freaking illegal. I'm trying not to cuss, but we're taxed on we're taxed on things that are taxed. We are taxed no matter what. And that's giving money to the government. And then the government is sitting there and they're warmongers, with Peru and Afghanistan and stuff like that. It was oil. In Vietnam, it was titanium. Even like soldiers were going up into the mountains. Nobody knew about this really, but they didn't have the right equipment. They were on their toes and fingers and stuff like that because it was really snowy and cold up in the mountains. But guess what? Titanium is really important. So many things that the government is doing, and me and my son were talking about this 2 nights ago. As far as like why we go to war, it's always like oil or titanium or whatever else we need is what we're doing, and we have no control over this. The House, the Senate, all these other people are making decisions for us. Really? And a lot of these people are like on their deathbed. Could you just ask us before you do something like that? Because we're about to go into World War III. I think that Russia has technology to do a nuclear EMP thing. Not only is it nuclear, but it's EMP, so it's going to take out all the electronics, all the stuff like that, and it's really going to mess us up. I'm sorry, like, when I hear myself say these things, I'm like, that bitch is crazy, but seriously, this is happening, and it really scares me.
Yeah, it's wild. But I mean, there's a lot of positive things that are happening in addition to a lot of these negative things. Like I heard this guy who is we'll just call him a service member, and there's all these like protests, and I'm not sure what some sort of governmental leader, I don't know if he was like a politician, he's threatening these people that are peacefully protesting with the National Guard. And basically this service member he didn't say anything, but he just said what the Constitution says, and the Constitution says we're not going to do anything to these civilians. This, that this guy is threatening civilians, peaceful civilians, but if they were ordered to do something, that would be against their oath and the Constitution ultimately. So
Exactly.
I mean, super crazy.
Just like doctors, you have a Hippocratic oath. Nurses, you have a Hippocratic oath. A lot of nurses, a lot of doctors quit during COVID because they're like, this is messed up. We ain't gonna do it. Try not to talk about that because YouTube is gonna strike and ban me and things are gonna happen. But now it's the government. Okay, so look at our borders. Look at how loose they are. And I'm just like, well, I'm an immigrant too. Like, I'm mostly like Russian, British, and Scandinavia, etc., etc. A little tiny bit American, but my relatives came here from overseas, and there is slavery as far as white people and stuff, especially Italians and Irish and other things like that. But anywho, going back to immigrants. So when there's people coming across the border, hey, we all came across the border, didn't we? So I'm not like, oh, stay the F away, go back there, because they're escaping something. There's really bad things happening in the world. People are trying to escape it. They're coming here, and then a lot of business people really enjoy it because they're like, hey, I could pay these people way less. I saw that when I was like 16. I moved to Glenwood Springs, and I did housekeeping in Aspen. And instead of me being able to clean certain rooms, we'd sit in the van and wait for these Hispanic girls to do their job. So that was irritating, but at the same time, like, as far as farms and other things go, there's a need for it. There's so many jobs that they can do that they can pay less, and with inflation, I really don't blame them. But the thing that scares me about this whole agenda is there's the military, there's us Americans. We're here, we're loving, we're supporting our people. We're, sacrificing our rights to give you the way of life that we've always believed in. And there's people that are coming across the border, and I truly believe the government is hiring them as far as police force, military, some sort of militia, etc., to do certain things because the common American would not do what they want these people to do. And I'm pretty sure pretty soon they're going to do that. I can't tell you exactly what it is, but it's going against us and our rights. Like, I don't know, it's scary. And it's not their fault. It's our government's fault. Whoever's being the puppet master and controlling things.
Yeah. It's right now we're in crazy times. The craziest thing that I have, like, okay, so we're that the boomer generation is a very wide, huge generation, and that they own more than 50% of all the property and wealth right now. And it's we're about to go through the largest wealth distribution in history when they're gone, right? And it's going over to you guys. So you better not screw it up, Gen X. But
That's right.
They're hanging on to all of their wealth and all of their property for dear life because they were raised to work for material things, and then they criticize, the younger generations for not working because yes, and they did work hard and stuff, but times have changed. It's hard when they're running all these companies, paying people diddly squat, and then they get mad because people aren't working. But it's hard to work when you know that you can work all the hours that you want and still not be able to afford to buy a home, because the prices, and it's not just inflation, there's like a huge gap. So they're like, oh, people don't want to work anymore. That's because you guys don't want to pay people to work with the same proportions that you were being paid, with property being, it's like unrealistic and that it's there's a lot there, but there's about to be a huge giant wealth distribution to the next generation, and we'll see how Gen X handles it. But I think it's going to go two ways. You're going to have the Gen X that's a little more forward thinking and learn from the mistakes and doesn't cling on to their materialism for dear life, or you're going to get the ones that come from families where that clinging on to that is going to be, and they're not going to change. They're just going to continue on with that, It
is so scary because they're playing mind games. They're gaslighting us. They're head fucking us, basically. It's not cool, and we have generations, and they're pitting us against each other. Like, we're Generation X, we're baby boomers, we're millennials, we're this and this and that and that. We are humans. We need to work together to get through this stuff because the government is, the Republicans, Democrats, it's all falling apart. People are just like so sick and tired of what they're doing. It's the worst thing ever as far as what they're doing, what they're passing as laws, etc. Like, it is a very sad and scary. I'm kind of worried for us. Like, okay, so we got Jani Banani. She just came in. How are you doing, Jani?
Hello, everybody. Sorry I'm late. I'm kind of in between things.
No worries.
I had to come off the mountain. I was trying to get a bit of reception up there so that we could do the show from up there, but it wasn't working very well. So I've had to come down. I do have to split in probably about half an hour. I have a bit of a thing on So I've just pulled up to that place. And then I'll come back in. So I've just got to go and have lunch with some friends.
I'm saying, like, because you said you might add somebody. If you want to add somebody, I'm totally down. Like, add whoever you want to, and I'd love to talk to these TikTokers that are doing the Yowie thing, because here in Colorado, Bigfoot is a big thing. It's actually happening, and there's evidence. I didn't see it personally. I've heard it. I've smelled it. I got the foot tracks on pictures. Well, Mia and Richard were looking for rocks and stuff, but I believe in the Yowie. I believe in the Bigfoot. I believe that there's other things out there besides us that are intelligent beings that are a part of this world. Are they bilineal as far as like they're bouncing in and out of different realms, or are they just really good at hide and seek? I don't know.
I think a bit of both. So there's a Black Dog Rally. So the Black Dog Rally is for people with mental health and depression. So they basically call it the Black Dog here in Australia. And so there's been a bit of a charity run this morning. So I've had to come to the hotel and meet up with a heap of friends who are in it. We're going to have lunch, and so I'll be disappearing for a short amount of time. However, where I am is actually Yowie territory. This is where I do my research. So it's quite exciting. I'll be able to take you for a little bit of a wander. I'm just sort of charging up my phone as well, because I spent the night on the mountain last night. And I'm kind of a little bit out of battery. So I'm sitting in my car charging. I'm at 30%. I'm doing my best.
I'm glad you're here, and you look so beautiful. I wish I could braid your hair for you, but man, I'm so excited for you and the endeavors that you're doing. I wish I was doing that. I wish me was here. We were partners. We're going out and doing things, and then I was supposed to have a lunch with my gal Glow. She's one of the original members of my group. And I was just like, hey, I don't get to sleep until 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. And you want me to meet you for lunch at 11? Can we move it to 1? Because this is my life. And she's like, oh, yeah, no worries. But this week I have an appointment on Tuesday, an appointment on Thursday, etc., etc. Can I meet you next week on Thursday? I'm like, that works. I know, and I felt bad because I don't know if you remember when we did the world's largest ghost hunt, and she gave me a big old freaking flask of silver tequila. I think it was Hornito silver tequila. And then she left because I don't know, I think she felt like an outsider, which I hate that, because of Jamie and everybody else that was in the group. She's like, okay, I'm gonna go. And that really broke my heart. But I don't know if you remember, but
I'm learning a lot about group situations and a lot about it's, especially I've known this because I've worked for a lot of like female like spas and stuff like that, and it's really hard with girls, but it's harder with girls because men don't talk. They don't express their feelings about things, right? So when you get a bunch of girls together, I'm dealing with this right now, then you have one or two, they all kind of get in little corners with each other and kind of team up on each other with their grievances, and it turns into some also the people that want to be in control are generally the people that shouldn't be, the ones that want, not always, there's some that it's mutually understood that go ahead,
they're the ones who talk the most.
Yeah, I mean, yes,
seriously, like, people judge me because most of my friends are guys, because girls are drama, and I don't like that shit. And I was a tomboy, and yes, I was a friend with guys. And they're like, I don't know, you can't be friends with guys because they just want to fuck you. That might be true, but those were my friends because girls are drama. Except for Jani and me, like, we're kind of on the same plane, I feel.
That was my favorite saying. Loose lips sink ships. They're bitches. That's what they do. You just gotta stay away from them. Keep yourself cleansed from witchy pigs like that.
Goose Frabra. Goose Frabra.
Do you want me to show you? This used to be, as of about 6 months ago, this used to be called it was known as the Yowie Hotel. So when you go inside, there used to be like Yowie stuff everywhere, like little statues, and the menu board used to have Yowies all over it. But they've had a change of ownership, so it's now a cowboy for cowboys. So I'll show
Yes,
you
I hate
quickly.
that when there's a change of ownership and everything changed, and some people are open to things and other people are like, we don't talk about that. So are they
So
open?
basically, like where I am, this used to be the old Yowie Hotel. Oh, you got the radio stations here. Look how cool this is. Hey, little beastie.
Oh, shit, I'm trying to see. I can't see.
Yeah, it looks like the camera's flaking out a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna make
like
it.
frozen.
Where are we at?
I'm not sure what you're talking about, but I can't see it. I just see you saying, hey, and yeah, you froze there.
I can't even find the stream.
It's You actually had to plug in a new box. So I had one that I bought for $10, but then I bought one for like $50. I never used, but then decided to tonight, and it's actually working quite well. I'm pretty proud of it. And I was afraid, like, you're supposed to plug in near the box and then move it to where you want it to be, but I just plugged it in here because we couldn't take those steps, but it seems to be working.
The browser has no.
Poor Jani.
All right, I'm
I'm
gonna
sorry,
jump
sister.
out and I'll come back in.
It was so awesome to see you, and I'm so glad you showed up, and I hope you show up later. And like I said, if you want to add any of your Yowie hunter friends or whatever, like, please bring them in. I'm more than willing to accept anyone who wants to come in and do the paranormal forum. To me, that's freaking awesome what you guys are doing and all the things, evidence, etc. that you found. Pretty intriguing.
I think I found it. Hold on. I don't actually just yet. Is that better?
No, I hear you just fine. I can't see you. Maybe turn off your camera and turn it back on or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I'll jump out and jump back in.
All right. Lady sister. Be careful on your jump. Mamma mia. Okay, so how, I'm just wondering, how'd the eclipse go for you in Arizona? Like, I'm just like, it's happening. It's going this way. It could be partial. I realized it when I was going to work. It seemed like kind of purplish, but I didn't look up. And then people are like, if you saw it, something's going to happen. What? There's
I didn't
always
see a damn
fearmongers, always
thing.
people saying
That's how it
certain
went.
things. Me neither. All I saw was like, after around, I'm like, there's kind of purple hue, but I didn't look up.
Yeah, I did not. I saw like a week prior, like around the full moon, I saw like almost an eclipse. Or I don't know how long ago it was, but it wasn't, it was before the eclipse. I'm not sure how long. And it looked almost like an eclipse for a moment. But other than that, I did not see a thing. So, mission a failure. There was certain states that supposedly saw got a better view of it than others.
No, and seriously, like for us, it was a partial, which I didn't even think of it like that. I even bought like 2 pairs of eclipse glasses. And then my friend Gary that worked at the Speedway, he's like, oh, so like you're traveling, you're going to go and watch the eclipse? I'm like, no, but I feel like I need these for some reason. I bought 2, which equals like $7. But no, like, I didn't look up. I didn't pay attention. All I saw was things seemed like a purple hue. That's all I saw.
Can you see me now?
Yes.
I can see you now, and you look gorgeous.
I'm in the
Beautiful.
show finally.
Yes.
Did you see the car?
Well, I see the sunlight and stuff like that. Like is it a moon?
Sorry.
Or,
There's a whole heap of like, I'll take you for a walk. So there's a whole heap of, like classic cars. And this is the place that kind of gets everyone's attention. So we're all meeting here for lunch. It's not far from where I am. This is all Yowie territory. It's pretty exciting. There's a lot of stuff happening. I'm going to put my beanie on, but I'm still not well. I just spent like 10 days in hospital and I'm still in recovery mode.
I was so sad. I was like, I wish I was closer so I could take care of you. Just like, I don't know, you did for Robert and then like our friend did for BTO. I'm always too far away and don't have the money to travel to take care of people. But I'm so glad you're doing better. I'm so glad you're out of the hospital because holy shnikes, that ain't fun at all. Seriously.
Yeah. Wasn't fun at all, but So I'll just take you for a quick wander. Go and have a quick skis.
Yeah, I love your bikini hat. So it's like winter there in Australia when it's like coming upon summer here.
No, it's autumn. It's still a bit like it's still warm, but I've just come off the mountain. I'm actually cold. I've spent there about this time yesterday. We've got some of the little classics come rolling in.
Beautiful. Holy shnikes.
Yeah,
With
these
the
are mine.
crack.
This is my favorite. Like, I'm a Monaro girl.
Torino or what? What is this?
That's a Monaro.
What?
These are Monaros.
It's,
Holden Monaros. These are Australian cars.
It looks pretty
That's
cool
Chevy.
to me.
looks like a Chevy Nova or something right there. Oh my gosh. If I had that, I'd drive it like I stole it.
It's Monaro. It's not a it's a Monaro. Go to
Holy
Fiona.
shnikes.
I like the purple.
Gorgeous. Even the rims in the bumper.
You're officially
Go ahead,
on
Mea Savage.
radio in the Rockies.
Good stuff.
Late night in the Rockies, and people are just like, it's becoming really beautiful. Well, on.
You're officially on radio in the Rockies. Oh shit!
Hey, I just saw your sky, and your sky looks like mine. Did you see what was going on in like India and other places? I mean, right before that happened, as far as the floods and stuff, they're like, "Oh yeah, we've been cloud seeding," and people are calling us crazy because we're like, "Those are chemtrails. Those aren't natural like flares from a jet. These are chemtrails." And even my friend Carl actually blocked me because we
I
had
think I missed that part.
a comment. Yeah, I didn't agree with him, and I was just like, no. Like, it's not 30,000 feet. It's about maybe 1,500 or whatever. Like, you can see where it's at. And yes, I do agree. Like, when it's at a certain extent, it does have it dissipates. When it's a chemtrail, it stays for a while. It's generally X'd like this. India admitted other people that fly planes have admitted to it. We're not crazy.
You ready? I'll show you what's going on here. This is basically the whole venue. But because they're doing like a black dog, this is where we came for Anzac Day. So they've got V8 car simulators happening today. You see this?
Oh yeah. You can actually drive one, like
So fun.
virtual reality.
I want a race car drive. I think I would be good at it.
Me too. You know, and back in the day when I was really, really brave, like I drive, do whatever, and then Vern had a VW bug and they were jumping it and they were doing little bitty jumps and I went through the air because I ain't afraid of gravity.
Shall I introduce you to Australian radio stations?
Yes, of course. Let's go.
What is yours?
Yeah, for sure. Let's go.
Rebel? These are friends of mine from America. They're in the Rockies. They actually are live right now. Would you like to say hello? She's from Rebel too.
Hello.
Yeah, so we're actually live. She goes across, whereabouts do you go? You go Arizona, Colorado.
Colorado. Yes.
Yeah, we're in like the Four Corners area, kinda.
Say it again.
We're in the Four Corners area, kind of like it's Colorado, New Mexico, Utah, Arizona.
The Wild Wild West.
Right now. So this is her. This is our local radio station.
Wow, that's good. Yeah.
So there you go. She's supporting the Black Dog Ride. So the one that I was telling my friend doing. Yeah, I'm waiting for them all.
Yes, they're due in about 5 minutes' time.
Oh, nice.
And I'm doing the raffle tickets.
Ah, very good. Place is about to get packed. Yeah. Oh, it was lovely to meet you. Thanks for that. There you go. She's got 5 minutes before the Black Dog Ride rolls in.
I'm intrigued. Like, what does the Black Dog Ride look like?
You'll find out shortly. So the Black Dog Ride is so she's here supporting that. The Black Dog Ride is for people with mental health, depression, suicide, all that sort of stuff. They basically, like the dark space. They call it the Black Dog. And so people have been out rallying for charity today, doing a big motorbike ride. Lots of people jump on it. Lots of people jump on it. So they're apparently due in about 5 minutes. They're going to start coming in. So I'll be able to do that for you from this side of town. How exciting.
That is awesome. And, back in the day, mental stuff, etc., people would hide it. Like, let's put our kid in the attic or the basement or wherever they wanted to. Today, this stuff is really happening, whether you're a soldier, whether you're just a basic human being.
It doesn't discriminate against anyone, and so this is what the big charity ride's for. So I was actually here earlier to basically hold tables and I had other things I had to do, so I didn't do the ride. But I've come down here. The group's already got the table, so I don't have to worry. I can be here and hang out with you guys. But we'll just stand here and we'll wait for the charity dog ride to come in, and you can televise it across America. So then that's pretty cool.
We've got a double
Like we're supposed to
feature.
be right here right now. Go ahead, me. Sorry, what?
We have a double show going on. Like a double, like 2 shows at once. That's awesome.
Yeah, I hate it because like, hey,
My mate, ready?
go.
Ready,
Oh,
bestie?
look at that. Was that a cow? No. Look at that. Out. Oh, man. Like, we have a 15-minute break, but guess what? It's my own show, so we could just like hang in there if we want to. But I do have to take a bathroom break. But I love that sound. Kind of reminds me of the
I'll
donkey.
just keep filming. I'll just keep doing what I'm doing here up until the team drags me in, which is usually around food time. But I can hang in here for a while.
So I'm going to start the music break if you guys are all good with that. So on this break,
Hasn't started yet. They're not here yet, so might as well.
Time flies.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's going to line up perfectly. So I feel like we can keep jagging it along, but I feel like it's going to work out perfectly. We have Jeff Weird with his 80s Blood, Abandoned. I love this song. I love Jeff Hilliard. Like, he's super awesome. Then we have Gravity from Krakow, Poland with Take a Walk in My Shoes, Throw You Away. And we also have Fred Johnson III from Canyon County, California. Please, guys, don't go anywhere. Like, we'll be right back after this music break.
I'm gonna go and grab a beer.
Good job.
Grab one for me.
Left here alone, just a shadow of my reflection on the wall.
Well, there was this thing getting loud in here.
I gave you my all with the love we made together all night long. I just don't know what went wrong. I rolled the dice, 'cause I thought I saw forever in your eyes. Was all that passion a lie? Just another fool you seduced and left behind. Heartless and cruel, you probably do this all the time, baby. I ain't no puppet doll. I ain't the power of fire. One night it's not enough. You are empty enough. Throw out your house again today. Peeked in the window and I saw you smiling. Your husband and your beautiful family. Tell me, does he know about the way we made love on the night you met me? Johnny's Tavern, 11 through 7 last Thursday. You said hello. Are you my Uber driver, baby? I said yeah. Then you asked if I wanted to party. I got an friend well who trauma bonded in the
Radio show in the Rockies.
multiple times. The sex blew my mind.
Do it every month. Today just happens to be the day. Okay. That's good because they're kind of just showing off what happens in Australia. Yeah. We've had a chat to the old Rebel FM.
There's something that's alright. The way you touch me.
Quite the exciting. Oh. There they go.
So I walk down the street, thinking all the things you said you need. But don't you tell me, baby, how do you feel? So I walk down the street, thinking all the things you said you need. But don't you tell me, baby, how do you feel? Don't you take a walk? Don't you take a walk? In my shoes, why don't you take a walk? Before you tell me what to do, don't you take a walk? Don't you take a walk? In my shoes, why don't you take a walk? Before you tell me what to do, no, it's easy. You tell me what to do. You ever stop to think all the things that I've been through? No, it's easy. You tell me what to do. You ever stop to think all the things that I've been through? Don't you take a walk? Don't you take a walk? In my shoes, don't you, baby, take a walk? Before you tell me what to do, don't you take a walk? Don't you take a walk? In my shoes, don't you, baby, take a walk? Tell me what to do. Why don't you take a walk? Why don't you take a walk? Why don't you take a walk? Before you tell me what to do, do you feel? Without a second chance, when that musky war was for another day, what could have been runs around your head? What you had to wait, those things that you said. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? It's time for you to make this world not all my friend. Get up someday. She'll be a day. Don't let it throw you away. 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 When all hope is gone, when you got nothing more to say, would she go on? Be strong, keep walking on, find a reason to go on. Who will carry on? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Hey, time for you to face this world. Not all my faith. Get up someday. She'll be a day. Don't let it throw you away. 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 What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Is it something to fight for? Is it something to die for? Hey, it's time for you to face this world. Not alone, my friend. Get up someday. You'll be okay. Don't let it throw you away. Don't let it throw you away. Hey, yeah. Don't let it throw you away. Don't let it throw you away. Yeah. Waiting here on this cold, lonely night without you. The tension's over there. Wondering, are you coming back home again? To inspire fondness with love. Where did our love go wrong? My sugar. Why did I make you cry? Whispers flow through my mind when I think about you. That warm feeling in me. My heart sings a sad song and just melts away. Please look into my eyes, my sugar. There's life in out there. Until the sun doesn't shine anymore, I'll be there. When time is a memory, I'll know this love. You'll always be the one, my sugar. The feeling is so strong, waiting here on this cold, lonely night without you. Where did I go? My sugar.
Welcome back, welcome crew. Thanks so much for hanging out with us tonight. Tonight we had Miss Mea Savage, Miss Jani Banani, and car show. I've even seen motorcycles. Like, it's been pretty interesting. There she is. Welcome back, everyone. Hello. Hello, hello.
This is like a
Having to come
vacation without
A
leaving.
staycation. I'm just like transported over there.
Take us around. Give us
Yeah.
tour.
I just
Show
gotta let
us
my
around.
phone charge for a bit. They're still coming in. There's only a few that's come in. I dare say the actual pack. These will be the first lot. Then you'll get, your middle packs, and then you get your tail enders. So the first lot just started to arrive, and usually they'll come more souped up cars, more people. This place will get pretty packed out. It's
And from
already
what
packed
I've
out.
seen, like, the people that are really serious about it and really have car or bike or whatever moving up later. It's kind of like fashionably late.
Yeah. Look, it's all for a good cause. We all understand what depression and suicide can do for people. So, a lot of people will come out and support these things. I think
No,
it's
and
a
I
great,
actually ordered a shirt about that. And I was like, tomorrow needs you. Even though you feel like things are going bad, tomorrow needs you. And so there's so many numbers. There's 911, et cetera, but 1-844-493-8255 or text talk to 38255. This is no joke.
It's not, Tessa. It's really not. It is such a serious thing that happens in not just here or your country. It is a global phenomenon. And unfortunately,
Yes.
there's been too many lives already lost.
Yes.
That the sadness of whatever reason that these people feel the need to take their lives. We here call it the black dog, and this is what the black dog ride is about. So, do you have a name for it over in America?
Well, like you're saying, the black dog, I've seen that as far as like, there was a corner. I actually met somebody today that went to Owen's store, and I'm like, dude, I used to live right up the street from there, but right down the street from that was the black dog. And when you said that, it totally made sense to me. Nobody's ever called it black dog or anything like that. It's just been this S word sort of thing happening, and it's freaking sad. And like, to me, like, I've known different people, I've been connected to them. And then like my friend Dizzo, ultimately Dwayne, I saw him, but I was a single parent at the time. Like, I just got off work, picked her up, taken her into the house. She was there, and I'm like, man, I recognize this guy, but I couldn't remember who exactly he was. When I went inside, I just kept thinking about it, it's rotating in my mind. I'm like, it was Dwayne. The very next night, I heard my upstairs neighbor crying and cawing. Like, I don't like to use that term, but she was crying and screaming. And she's like, I can't believe that happened, yada yada. That was the sister of my friend Sash. And yeah, so he worked in the corner realm. Like, he worked in a funeral home. He was there to take care of people after their deaths. And I guess they were both using methamphetamines. And according to what I heard, that did happen while he was at work. She used the last of it, and he got really pissed off, and I think he struck her or something, which is something he'd never do. So once he did that, he ran away, went up the street, down the block to my friend Jim's house. Jim wasn't home. I don't know where the cracky was, and so instead of just waiting for him, he decided to do what he did. And he regretted it immediately. There were signs that he was trying to dig that out of his brain. He was trying to pull the bullet out of his brain, but it was too late.
That's a lot.
So sad. And I hate to share that story, but
That's the reality. It is the reality of how somebody's suppressed thoughts can actually override their sentimentality to think functionally.
yeah, I was like, that's not him. He would have never struck her. He would have never done any of the shit he did. But he did because of methamphetamines. Thanks, Crank.
You go, listen to this.
That's a very nice car there. I know, that really broke my heart. And that's the very first time, like, I remember when my mom died and people were carrying me around and I was seeing her corpse and I'm just like reaching for her. But then at his funeral, I went up and I actually kissed him on the forehead. That's the coldest thing I ever touched. That really turned my life around.
Definitely a wake-up call.
Yeah.
I had a family member who was a kid, and he had a touch of the tizzy, and he was a teenager. And the craziest part about it is he was so young that I don't think he quite thought it over at all before doing
Yeah,
it.
he didn't know.
I don't.
He thought he did, but he didn't.
Exactly. Like he just did it. And that's, I think when you're older, the people that are older, and if they do it, their brains are fully developed. They probably think about it for a long time, but when you're
generally, like when they're older,
like
it could
that,
be like you have cancer or you have some sort of ailment. It is not going to go away. So you decide, oh, I'm just going to go headlong into this fucking river or this lake or whatever the fuck you're doing, down a ramp, full-fledged speed. But as far as like kids go, like, yes, I've been there. I've actually tried 3 times to end myself. Luckily, it didn't work. Every time, it didn't work. Thank freaking God. And then that's why I say to people, life is a gift. And I'm sorry, I'm trying not to cry, but not everybody gets that. You know, not everybody gets that gift. You know, the life ends early, whether it's an accident or intentional, accidental, or whatever. It's a gift.
It is.
People still coming in.
I've always had like such a strong will to live. Like I've gone through a lot of stuff, but like, you know, and I've been really low. And I remember especially, you know, in my teenage years when things were just, you know, really hard. I never really like attempted or thought about it, but it would, I mean, everyone thinks about it for a second in their life. They didn't ever do any actions towards it or anything. But, you know, just being a teenager and your hormones are all weird and, you know, things aren't going right and you don't really have any control in your life to make, you know, the decisions of your life. You rely on people around you to make your decisions, but you're kind of think you're an adult and you're just like really sad. But I've always had like such a strong will to live that I rather than turn on myself, I would turn on other people and just be like, okay, you're crazy. And I'm not saying that's a better route, but I'm saying that like I think if there's such thing as reincarnation, which depends. I think I've been here for a long time, if that's the case, but I don't know. I you know, I was looking into like different religions and what they believe.
Yeah. So I've been religious. So when I was very young, Pentecostal, all this other shit, like my family's doing this, and I sought out different churches. It was really weird because I'm a young child. Why do I even care about that? I don't know, because my spirit told me to. And, you know, they're talking about Pinocchio, Jiminy Cricket, aka JC, Jesus Christ. So the church I'm a part of right now gives you the gift of the Holy Ghost. Sorry, but she had that a long time before you bestowed it upon me. To me, that's redonkulous, that you're just like, I'm going to bestow upon you this gift, and then, you know, you kind of owe us. No, I know about this fella. I heard him in my head a long time before you gave me the gift. But at the same time, like, other people might not have that, so perhaps that could work in a certain realm. I don't know. But no, like I was saying about,
religions
like,
prey upon the hopeless. That's what they
yes, just like psychics and people like that. We prey upon the hopeless.
exactly. That's why I don't like those terms, and I think I could live a different existence, but I just can't do it because of all of the you know, negativity and predatory, greedy. There's just a lot of greed. People are freaking greedy. They only, you know, you don't, and I wouldn't want to ever be responsible. I mean, a lot of different positions in life, counselors and stuff, that's a big decision to be like a therapist or something. You're someone, you say the wrong thing to the wrong person, you can be partially responsible for, you know, them doing something stupid. And that's I try to avoid like that conflicted type of, you know, fields and certain, you know, being more involved in like church and things just because of that. Like they can smell if you are. That's how people end up in cults. People end up in cults because they're hopeless. They don't, whatever they're doing is not working, and the people in those cults can smell that. They can smell it, and they are like, "You are perfect. Join us."
Yeah, you're like, time, cult, shenanigans. Yeah, you have this thing within you where you're weak because you had a loss and maybe your parents weren't right, or maybe you lost a parent, or maybe something like that happened. It's so bad. Just like Charles Manson. These different things happen, and I think he used LSD as a tool, and that's why people did what they did. I think otherwise, had he not used it, they wouldn't have done what they did. So that's really sad and bad. But a lot of those people are now free. Charles, sorry, he died. But is he really dead? I don't know. I kind of still feel him around. But these other people, like, I don't know. I just feel bad for them because they believed in him and they were looking up to him. And it was just like, you don't have a mom or dad or some sort of person to look up to. You're going to look up to this method. I don't know. It's pretty sad. But I don't know, like, as far as today's genre goes, with the eclipse and all this other stuff, there's still stuff stacking up on top of that, too. Like, first was the eclipse and different things were supposed to happen. It didn't happen. Now it's happening. So we just went past the full moon. Retrograde was actually passed. A lot of people are like, what the hell is happening? It's retrograde, but guess what? It just passed, so that's a good deal, right? Now we can do something else, but a lot of people don't understand it or get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. There's a natural cycle to things. It's I think your connection with your faith in God, that's personal, and you don't need anyone else to tell you how to be spiritual. And a lot of us people like you and I and stuff, like we didn't wake up and decide to be spiritual. That's where you get these spiritual gurus and leaders that come up, and they're like they because they don't want to be spiritual, they have one thing happen, and then they want to lead, they want to control, then they want power, they're power hungry, and then but spirituality is different to each individual. You don't need someone else to tell you how to, worship or connect with your beliefs. But
No, and it's weird because, like you're saying, like, there's these different things we do, there's this different dialect, different things kind of generate to you, whether or not you're doing what the crack you're supposed to do. I don't know. It's so hard. Like, you try to do correct, and then there's the whole judge and jury, whatever the crack it is. I don't know. You've been there, done that, and I didn't even know why. I was just listening to my JC, my Jiminy Cricket. I've always thought of it as Jiminy Cricket, but it's still a small voice in my head. And then I saw this thing today that said, Jiminy Cricket, JC, that's Jesus Christ. What? Yeah, I always thought it was pretty hot, but is it really JC? What the crack? And some people are saying, like, he didn't even marry or have children, etc. He did. He married, he had a child, and that's, to me, the cup that everybody's looking for. That is his lineage. It's not an actual cup. It's his bloodline. It's so weird.
Yeah. I feel like, I don't know, I was learning about Buddhism and how this is a prison planet and all the different levels of spirituality. And I mean, some of that totally made sense. You get trapped at one level and it's like a hell level. And I think that I went through that even this year. It's not to say that it's the it's like the realms or the levels of enlightenment, right? And they're like different stages of
Mhm.
this prison planet, right? And I think we move through these different stages throughout our lives. And I saw a couple of them, and there were lower stages, and I'm like, I've been there. I've been in that realm. Like,
See what you're doing there? Yeah. No, and I feel what you're feeling like. We are doing our thing. We know the precipice. We know karma. Karma, people think of karma differently, but to me, karma is a different thing. Very important. We keep doing things, and then it's like past lives, future lives, regeneration. What the crap is actually happening? I don't know. To me, it's really scary because you get to a certain extent, and then all of a sudden you're just like, what? You see things, you realize things, and then things start to happen. Not that you're willing it, but you're at the point where it is willed. I don't know, it's really weird.
yeah, I mean, we have a moral code that you would think everyone would abide by, just naturally without being told. But then I'm unpleasantly surprised to learn that there are people who do things that most anybody with a heart or a soul would believe is wrong, and they don't see that what they're doing or what they have done is wrong. Like, there's just a natural, like, we don't need laws or religion to tell us that there are things that are morally wrong, like you don't do them. Do we know the consequences in the afterlife? Truthfully, I mean, let's say you're you know atheist or something, that you don't know the consequences, but you know that it's probably they're probably pretty bad,
And
whether
I
you
feel
believe
like
in karma
a lot
or
of times you get
heaven and
checked, like,
hell. Like, don't
there
do
it
certain
is.
things.
Yeah, exactly. Don't put out these different energies that you won't expect for yourself. But I had a friend that was a roommate. He was a gamer guy, and I'm atheist. Until he got really sick. And we were like, my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, please protect me, oh my God. And that's where it comes down to, like, people don't believe certain things, but then when it comes down to it, they're talking to somebody above them. There is a higher entity. There are things that are happening. And it's basically, I don't know, out of our control. But like you were saying, like, people and gods, etc., like the church that I'm a part of, since I was 7, I've been in and out because people judged me and said I was only going to this later hour because I was after a guy. No, I went to the later hour because I like to sleep late. I can't get to sleep till 4 o'clock. I like to go to church late. Do it here, so I haven't been going to church, but it wasn't because I was after this guy. It's because that is my schedule. That has been my schedule for my whole freaking life. And then my mother was like, oh, she's just here because she's trying to stop and read with my son. I'm like, are you freaking serious? No, I sleep to a certain hour and then I'm going to go to church. And then sometimes I go outside and smoke with a little cornerstone there, but what? So they actually, like, excommunicated me from that freaking word. I'm like, are you serious? It's not because I'm after that guy. It's because I have this sleep schedule. That's why I don't go to church all the time over here, because you go to church at 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, okay, well, that's about 5 hours after I go to sleep, and I'm really going to get up and do that with my kids. I've done it before. I've gotten false compliments and other things happening, but what? Yeah. I know, it's just hard because I'm trying to do the right thing as far as my kids go. I got them baptized, etc., etc. And my daughter asked me recently, well, how come I'm going to activity on Wednesdays and I'm not going to church on Sundays? I'm like, should be up to me, but it's up to us. Like, we could do that. But I'll be really sleepy, tired. Every time we've gone, both my kids are tired. I just think we're on this different schedule. And generally with a church, there's different factions. 8 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, whatever. I'd like to go to the later one, but we don't do that here. So I'm the bad guy. Not because I want to be, but that's not on my sleep schedule. I want to do the right thing, but can I? I don't think so. It ain't working.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I've been isolated for like a long time. I just have not been around very many people. I'm just now getting to the point where I feel healed enough to go and do new things. I mainly just go outdoors and do things. Like when you go through some traumatic stuff, you get into freeze mode, and I was in freeze mode for a long time. And I'm self-aware. I'm learning this, and so I've been just trying to follow the path. I'm being pulled to Oklahoma in like multiple directions, so I guess I'm gonna go there. I haven't done anything for a while. I've been kind of in limbo land as far as working and stuff goes.
Go to Arkansas.
All right, let's go.
Let's do it.
I've been really into like tracking down
I don't know. It's hard
ancestry and just trying to figure out the questions that I have about certain things. Like in numerology, I'm a life path 7, and so that's like the spiritual investigative number. Like I've said this before, but it really applies. Like, and it really bothers me when things happen and I can feel that something's off, but I can't figure out what it is. And so like I need to find that, or if I do something that I'm questioning why that happened, I'm going to figure out why. Like so that's kind of been like my mission, is just like trying to get some family questions answered and other questions answered, and doing a lot of introspection. But I need to get out, and I need to just go explore. Like I went to that place today. I need to go outdoors. I've just been way too hermited for healthy like to be healthy, basically. It's like I love solitude. I've always kind of been a loner, but it's time to explore like the world, not explore myself. Not really like I'm not really looking for friends and socialization. I just need to go places. I need to be in unfamiliar territory, and so that's kind of where. But I'm broke, so at the same time, it's like, and I have a lot of responsibilities. So I'm trying to balance and be able to do things that I can do with lack of time and like that type of stuff. That's not like overly expensive. Like, and that's for a reason. The reason why, I don't have my finances in order right now, it's a blessing, because I would be in Thailand. Like I would be somewhere else and may never hear from me again. I would be gone and exploring. And so, but it gives me time to take the practical steps and plan things out a little bit better, as spontaneous as I'm wanting to be, and just get up and go. And I have to pull myself back and say, no, we can't. We have responsibilities.
If you went and disappeared, and there's a lot of that, and there's a lot of expectations put upon us. And today I felt really bad because it was my daughter's birthday party. Okay, so her birthday was on the 27th. I bought her cakes, gave her a present, etc., etc. I planned all this shit. I bought the cake. I did all this other stuff. And then I stayed up way too late last night talking to different people and didn't wake up in time. And I woke up in a frenzy at like 3 o'clock. And I'm like, holy crap. What the crap? Like, I set an alarm. It didn't go off. What? And I don't know, I felt bad because I wasn't there, wasn't in the party, buying the pizza, buying the cake, doing everything I do. I ordered the cake, it was ready between 1 and 2, and luckily Lily got better today because she was puking and doing other things that were not good as far as health goes, but she got better. And I don't know, like last night I tuned into certain people and talked to them, and then kind of carried over into this life. And I think I stayed up too late. And then Floyd's like, oh, you didn't not get your alarm. You just didn't hear us because I woke you up like 3 times. Okay, so that's different than my alarm. My alarm's one thing. You waking me up is another thing. And yeah, so we fell short as far as that goes. But I planned the whole thing. Everything went off without a hitch, and I wasn't there. Pretty amazing. But at the same time, like, I don't know, it makes me feel like ish and makes me feel bad.
Yeah. Just trying to take little steps in new directions when everything's up in the air. I don't know. That's where I'm kind of at right now. I wish you would come to Arizona though. We can explore together.
You keep saying that, and I think I might. And my sister, I don't know, she keeps telling me, okay, so we're going to go on this cruise, so we have to fly to New Amsterdam, and then we take a cruise from there to go to the UK, Ireland, etc. I'm afraid to fly across overseas because the different things I've seen on the net as far as planes catching on fire and falling apart and all this other stuff, and she's like, no, this is a different thing. It's like a cabin cruiser. I still don't feel comfortable with that. And he's like, are we still going to do it? And I'm like, I really want to, but I really think, like, she's about to go on that Alaskan cruise. Good for her, good for her friend, but I don't think I can do it. You know, I actually got a really big tax return this year. We'll do it next year and the year after. You'd pay for the cruise, but I don't think I'm willing to get on that plane and fly across overseas and be comfortable. Like, to me, I don't trust people enough. Like, this crack is crazy. It really scares me.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, I can open an account for you and you put your savings over to me. Like, I'm not going to spend it, blah, 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 which I know she wouldn't. But at the same time, I don't know. I want to. Out of all the places I want to go, like Greece and places like that, Italy, super cool, but Ireland, Scotland, all these different places that's my heritage. Like, that's 90% of me. Ireland, Scotland, Scandinavia, etc. I just don't trust, like, the people that are building these planes. I don't think I can do it. And every day I think about it, and it scares me.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. The plane stuff and just everything is crazy right now. I don't know. Like, we'll see.
Yeah, one guy that was a part of the whole plane thing, and he was there, and he was doing his reports, etc. And these people, then all of a sudden, he offed himself in a freaking place where you park your vehicle. I don't think so. I think somebody took him out. I don't think he did it, because why? Like, he's been looking forward to this for so many years, and all of a sudden, he's just gonna off himself. I don't think so. I think somebody else did that. That's why it's scary. Like, even as we talk about things, like, I feel like I'm so far apart from it that I'm not too scared about being off, but Russell Brand, other people like that, Joe, different people are talking about these things and
Yeah,
still doing it. Then
there's a blind item TikTok star named Kyle, and I can't remember her last name, but that was a hard blow finding out that she passed away right after talking about, all of these things, because she was young and she did blind items for celebrities, ones that, are in trouble, and she had threats and her account got taken down. And she had said months ago in a video, because I don't really follow everything, but every once in a while I would see some of her stuff and it would get more and more intense. But she had said, if anything happens to me, I didn't do it. And that was months ago. And so I took that, to heart. And I thought about it and I was just thinking, well, that's good to know, right? But she wasn't talking about the ones that she was talking about right before she passed. She started talking about the ones that are already in legal trouble. And then all of a sudden, she just passes away out of nowhere. Like, she was in her 30s.
really,
And yeah, and they still haven't really, I mean, it made actual news that she had passed, like the mainstream news. And it was really weird. There's still no
yeah,
cause of
it's
death.
like they don't care anymore for it. They try to do different things to cover it up, and they're just like, today, oh well, that person did this. Blink, blink. You can't even say these words on YouTube anymore. This person did this to themselves. What? No. This person was in the thralls or whatever of whatever court case or whatever's going on. No, they didn't. It was somebody else that, I don't know. I thought it was somebody else that did it.
Yeah, it was really weird because she got her account taken down. She was talking about like J-Lo and P. Diddy and all of this other stuff. And that's what she did. She did like gossip blind items. And she would delve into like some conspiracy stuff.
Yes. That's
And
the
it
chick
was,
that just died recently, huh?
yes,
Because there's a guy
Kyle.
that I listen to that is like there, and he's a gay fella, and he's really cool, and he's like, let's talk about it, etc., etc. And then there was that chick that he really looked up to that he thought was going to go big and far. All of a sudden, she's gone. What? Why?
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
it's
To me,
crazy. She had
scandalous.
millions of
It doesn't
followers.
make sense.
Her name is Kyle Marissa Roth was her name. And
Yep.
she would go into a lot of, things that you couldn't put, in a regular, as a regular journalist or gossip item reporter or what, I'm not sure what their title is. But she had a huge following, and she had said, I remember watching this video a few months ago.
She was digging up the dirt. She's
Yeah.
doing what she was doing, and all of a sudden she's gone. What? This is not. It doesn't make sense. Does not collude. Does not compute.
And this was right after she had gotten her account taken down, probably by the team of one of these celebrities, art possibly J-Lo. She had received like all like, it was crazy. And then right after saying that
I'm telling you, this doesn't happen. She wouldn't do that. I think somebody else did the deed. Plug them out, Johnny.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
We can hear
Mhm.
you. I can hear you.
Oh, sorry. I can't quite hear you very well.
Loud and clear.
I might have to take you for a quick walk and then sign out.
Well, guess
My
what?
phone's
We
not
have
charging
about
very well.
2 minutes, 4 minutes and counting before we go to our break. So you can hang
How long have
around
you
for
got?
at least like 4 minutes. At least 3 or 4
well,
minutes before we go.
Okay. How long's the break going to be for, Tessa?
About 15 minutes, basically.
All right,
A
cool.
little over
I'm
that.
gonna leave my phone on charge. I'll come back in 20,
Nice.
and then I can jump on and take you for a walk.
It's going to
My
walk
phone's
out.
not
Looking
charging
forward
very
to it.
well. Pardon?
No, like Vern did that too. He's like, man, this thing you gave me from your car is not charging my phone. I'm like, I don't know why, but here's another one. So I don't know. It was supposed to work. Don't know if it did, but so glad you're
Yeah.
back. Seriously. But, yeah, there's weird stuff happening right now for everyone, and
So I'll sign out.
really,
I'll jump off now, and I'll come back in 20. So after the break, but that'll give my phone another 20 minutes to charge. Okay. And then I
sounds
can
good.
take you for a walk through.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
All right. I'll be
I'm
back.
down.
Bye, guys.
See you soon.
See you soon. Mm. And like, I'm not trying to sound paranoid. I don't know about you, but different things that have been happening are different things that have been showing up are really unreal. And it's kind of blowing my mind as far as like what's being uncovered. Things that I think aren't supposed to be uncovered, but I don't know, we kind of see different things that are happening. What do you think, Seth?
Yeah, definitely. I just feel like, it went a few years ago on this podcast. I felt more comfortable talking about certain things. Do you feel the same way where it's like I almost feel like there are certain things that I just no longer feel like talking about? I mean,
Because there's a certain amount of fear. Certain things are happening. Some people are being taken out for talking about different things. A lot of things I do talk about, and I'm just like, I ain't scared. But at the same time, there's things I talk about that I am scared because certain people are being taken out for the same exact things. I don't know. It's weird.
I mean, even when I'm looking for jobs and you like the the they have those little personality tests, and then you get like there's this episode of Black Mirror where they start talking about your social credit score, and we're moving into that direction, right? So jobs are looking on your social media, and they're looking, and you have to take these personality tests and stuff. And it kind of sucks because it's like, what if being in the paranormal community or something that you do, or even just like a musician that like I'll dress up for my pictures and stuff. What if that alone would be enough for, to not allow you to have a job, and things like that, and or not get hired even if you're fully qualified. There are just certain things that now it's like, crap, now I have to worry about this too. I mean, this is it's a safe space for me, but apparently, I mean, it can come and like, people can, I don't know. I don't care. People can do whatever they want and judge me for whatever they want, but if it interferes with, you know, survival, that's what bothers me.
Seriously, And that's a lot of what's happening, and we're seeing certain things, doing certain things, and then people are gaslighting us or making us feel like we're crazy. When in reality, I feel like we're on the right path, right? I don't know, but there's certain
Yeah.
people that are just like, shut up, you know what you're talking about. And in reality, we do. When you're the closed-minded one, we're the open-minded one, and we can see it. And you're just like, shut up about it.
And no
Talk
one here
about
on this
what?
earth can sit here and look at me and tell me that they know exactly what is going on beyond our physical level.
Mm-hmm.
No one. I don't care. I don't care
Seriously.
if you're a monk. I don't care if you're a priest. I don't care. You cannot know for one. You can have your connection with God, source, universe, whatever, God's, you know, but you cannot sit here and tell me that you know what goes on. And something about like Christianity, for example, if Christians believe that, you know, Jesus and other, you know, we'll say people, or like even religious leaders and stuff, if people believe that they were bestowed with like not like gifts, right, beyond of what we can see or explain, but then not believe in the potential for things such as ghosts or psychics or anything like that, that's hypocritical. That doesn't make any sense. So
Goes against everything that makes sense. But at the same time, hey, we're crazy. They know everything. Yeah. Nope. Gaslighters.
If you want to be like a police officer and they do like a, let's say you want to be a police officer and then they do like a social media sweep for your name or whatever, and then they find out that you're a ghost hunter, that shouldn't interfere with things like that. It's just like everything's too open. I quit posting things because no matter what you do, it's just weird. I'm a private person now, especially online. I have my reasons. I had an ex that like stalked me for years and then continuously found every social media outlet that I had and would follow me from fake profiles, and I'd have to block them from fake accounts for like literally years. And so I just try to avoid posting too much personal information because for me, that could be life and death. You know, I don't know how crazy this person still is.
And people are like really? Yeah, really. This could be life and death. You think it's a joke? Seriously, this person is stalking me. This person knows every single thing about me that they shouldn't know.
And that's not being paranoid.
Like,
that's
oh, no. That's just your imagination. It's not really happening.
Yeah, it's not being.
It's seriously happening.
Paranoid. Like, if it's happened, then your defenses are going to be up for a long time. And I had something happen a few weeks ago where I know it was that person, and I just. It's not always, but there was a couple, that one.
It's hard because you know, and then other people are like, no, you're crazy. That ain't happening. Seriously, sister. I know what you're saying. This is actually happening. And it's scary because just like when you're a kid and you're telling your parents about this paranormal thing that happened or whatever, and they're like, oh, it's just your imagination. And now you're an adult and this stuff is really happening. And they're like, it's just your imagination. No, it's not. This is not okay. That's so scary. But I don't want to cut you off, but at the same time, we do have to go to our second music break. So please don't leave. But on this music break, we have Jeff Hilliard with Good Life. This is one of the songs from Jeff Hilliard that I do not play, but it's a really good one. It kind of reminds me of my Tweaker friends, but he's from Los Angeles, California, singing The Good Life. If you haven't heard of him, look him up online. He's got some very thick videos going on. Then we have Gravity with My last goodbye, we have Medina, who used to be a member of Gravity, and he's singing I Won't Let You Go. Then we have Fred Johnson III from Canyon County, California with After Dark. You guys don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this music break.
Excuse me! Excuse me! You got a cigarette? Hey, you help a guy out with some spare change. Anything will do, man. Oh, God bless. Can I just get your change? I missed the bus. I got this shit right now. I'm not an animal! Oh, I love the steak knife. This is a good life. Dancing in the moonlight. Wanna be inside of you. We got nothing to do. Tell the court to. And I know you wanna ride my Cadillac. Don't give me no flack. I'll put you flat on your back. Oh, I love the steak knife. That's right. This is a good life. Dancing in the moonlight. I'm a sexual phenomenon. I'm a sexual phenomenon. We all know I'm a sexual phenomenon. Don't care if I live or die. Don't care if I live or die. God's not gonna take you. They're hiding behind the moon, watching your every move. This is a good life. This is a good life. This is a good life. Get money. Get money. Get high. Here I am, knocking at your door again, running in circles, losing my head. I never been good enough for you, so why can't you see anything I do? You say you can save me, so why don't you try? No matter what you tell me, tonight I'm gonna say my last goodbye. here I am, kneeling on my knees again, running in circles, losing my head. I never been good enough for you. So why can't you see anything I do? You say you can save me, so why don't you try it? No matter what you tell me, tonight I'm gonna say my last goodbye. Oh. You say you can save me, so why don't you try? No matter what you tell me, tonight I'm gonna say my last goodbye. Oh. My last goodbye. Streets of these are going to dead end. Listening to waves on windy days, standing by the wall, making sense of it all. So alone in the dark, alone in the dark, alone in the dark. You're alone in the dark. 'Cause I won't let you go. You're so far away, always with my soul. I won't let you go. You're so far away, always with me in my soul. Yeah, yeah. Looking for a reason not to leave. Mystified, lives inside a world selling us all. She's alone in the dark, all alone in the dark, all alone in the dark, so alone in the dark. 'Cause I won't let you go. I won't let you go. Don't far away, always with me in my heart. Yeah, yeah, and I won't let you go. my limousine, ready to take me anywhere I want to be. I said, I want to go. Take me to a college scene. I like to go and dance, have drinks, and on the perfect day. Yeah. Living at the door, I search lonely streets to find hidden shadow in the dark. It doesn't matter what I say. Secret homicides arranged in a series of pursuits. No matter what I say, after dark, I gave her face because she had to ring, and this was the one that never could go home again. Plastic like my limo seats, I don't know why I can't control this urge to hurt again. Yeah. Living at the door, I search lonely streets to find hidden shadow in the dark. It doesn't matter what I say. Changes in the sky, hard up forever after. No matter what I say, after dark. Feeling man with the me. In hiding place, with days like December. Concerning works for a manage. It doesn't matter what I say. It really doesn't. No matter what I say, after dark. It doesn't matter what I say. Homicides arranged in a series of pursuits. No matter what I say, changes in the sky, hard forever after. It doesn't matter what I say. Food and fatal, black in the heat conscience. No matter what I say, after dark.
Welcome back, and thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight on We Are Paradox Media's Late Night in the Rockies. That last song was a very good friend of mine, Jeff Hilliard. Nope, wasn't that. Union County, California.
Hi.
Welcome back, Mia. Thanks so much for hanging out with me.
Thank you. It's refreshing. I feel like you're the most normal.
Yeah,
One of them, if that is
not really, because I feel like right now I'm kind of fudging it up, so thank you for saying so. Bring it. I'm so glad you're here, and I miss you so much, and I keep asking, like, when you're going to come back home, but like you're saying, I should go down there and see you. And I think that would be the better precipice.
I am thinking about going to Colorado before I go to Oklahoma. I'm contemplating it because I'm going to have to go back there. But then if I go beforehand, then I'm going to have to go possibly twice. I may, because I want to pick up a pig and my goats for the animal therapy thing that I'm going to be doing. and I figured I was mainly just going to provide horses, but I think that my pig is therapeutic. The one is, the rest of them are wild, but the
You
one
actually saw
little
that. I think it was Pinterest or something, and you were talking about the best therapist I know, Pink, Pink the Tink. She's always there for me. She's always there for when I have things to say, etc., etc. And I think that was at the very beginning of when Tink was there. But you just
yeah.
felt this sort of human connection with her. So
Well,
that was
her
awesome.
and Rufio. Rufio is the smaller one, so I think I'll bring Rufio. Tink is the same, but she's big, and so she
Mhm.
would love the ranch. And but Rufio, because of his size and because of his breeding, just like little dogs, little pigs, I feel like are kind of more pet. I could be wrong, but my theory is that because he, the smaller pigs are bred more as pets, they have a more he likes people. He doesn't really like the pigs. The other pigs all get along. Tink gets along with the other pigs because she's part Minnie and part something else. But he has always been a people pig and kind of is always on his own or hanging around people. So I feel like, and he smells like maple syrup, so that's always good. But
Yes, he
so I might bring him
does.
down.
And it's crazy to see that because people are like, no, you're just making that up, but I'll have smoked maple bacon.
Look it up. He definitely has the maple syrup gene, they call it, and I love him to pieces, and I'm excited to go get him, but I took down a couple panels from the little pen that I had for the smaller animals to guard the gates for the donkeys because they can get out of everything. So I have to go there after I put the panels up, otherwise I won't have a place to put them. And then I need to come back with a trailer. So I'm wondering if I should go there before or after Oklahoma. Because
No.
if I go there before, I need to plan this out and get it done quickly and make sure I have coverage to watch the animals while I'm in Oklahoma. And right now
If
we're
you
having
do
some
go before
ranch
you,
drama, and I don't know if I'm going to have people to
yeah,
watch them or not. And I'm having mother drama because I brought her over yesterday, and she's been really, really good. She's been really, really good, but she started to go back into that negative cycle, which we all go into negative cycles. But I just said, Mom, if you don't be quiet, I'm taking you home. And I ended up taking her home, and I was nice about it. I'm like, you're not gonna get a rise on me. I'm not gonna do this, but we're not going there. I feel like sometimes people unknowingly will try to, like bring back negative things and like traumatize you and bring you down. And I can't deal with that when I'm in a good, like, fine place. But people, I'm not using her, but I'm saying like in general, sometimes this is with all people will tend to take out their insecurities on you, and I'm just really good at recognizing when that happens now, and I have zero tolerance.
Oh yeah,
You're gonna take out your insecurities on me.
I can smell the
We're over.
gas
We're
before
done,
you even
man.
tell it to me.
Done. Come back when you
Yeah.
bring your energy up just a little bit. And I get that reaction from a lot of people, and I don't know if that's karma here
I
or
totally
what, but
feel
a
it
lot of
because I'm like, seriously, you're gonna try to do this again, and it's not cool. You're gaslighting. We're on to you.
bouts of
You know what?
baby
We
makes
know
a
what
man
the
sick,
heck you're
but when
doing.
people,
You're trying to make us feel crazy. Seriously.
but I
I
don't
don't
take
know,
out my
sister. Like,
insecurities. If I'm feeling a little insecure, and let's say I'm around
no,
a friend or a family member, I can either
on
process
myself.
it or suck it up. I'm not gonna just be like, okay, I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna attack you and bring you to this level. I don't
No,
turn on them, right? Like I might,
no.
bitch about certain things, and I'm pretty vocal about things that are affecting me, but I don't turn on other people because of those things, right? Like, and I think
No.
employers and family members and everybody, should, and if I'm in a bad mood and I just want to be left alone, I say leave me alone.
Me too. Get the F
I know,
away
but
from me. Sorry. Like, I love you. I love you so much, but can you give me my space?
sometimes if
Yeah,
you're in a
people are
really
trying to,
positive
I don't know.
space, sometimes if you're in a really
Mm-hmm.
positive space, other people will find it hard
to be around you because it pulls out their insecurities. I mean, I've
I
been
don't
there
like
where
it.
I have someone, I'm around someone and I'm not feeling great about myself, and you know, they're in a really good place, and they're, you know, they just got married, and they're like, you know, they look amazing, they just took a
Mm.
vacation and all this stuff. But I recognize that I'm not in a
Yeah,
good
you,
space. Even if I am a little, it's making me feel kind of crappy about myself. I'm not going to start pointing out their flaws and bringing them down because they're in a good space, you know? Like, I try not to do that.
yeah.
And I have no tolerance for people who do that to me. It doesn't matter who they
And
are.
I've
Everyone
got to
gets
the point where I see that, I see what's going on, and I know what's happening, and yeah, I'll just put it on myself and not deal with it anymore. And then other people are like trying to gaslight you, trying to make certain things happen that aren't happening. I'm like, seriously? Really?
like
Like,
people saying,
I'm
"Oh,
not
look,
even
you're
putting
doing
this
really
on
well.
you.
I love your I'm so happy for you in
Oh,
your
yeah.
relationship, but how long do you really think it's going to last?" You know, like that type of stuff. Like, just
I hate that.
and that's people that
It's
do
like,
that, I'm just like, oh, no.
don't tell
You
me
know,
this shit. I don't want to hear it
however long
because you're
it
going to
lasts,
turn
I'm in
around
a good
and
place right
say,
now. Don't don't try to instill, like, you know, whatever. I mean, there's being realistic, and then there's just being,
yeah,
you know, trying to negative because you feel like crap about yourself. It's, we live in a mirror, kind of a mirror.
exactly.
It's weird.
I know who I am. I know the negative shit I'm putting out there, and then you're saying, "Oh, you're so beautiful," or "You're doing so good," and all this other shit. I'm like, waiting for the boot to drop. What? Why are you saying this?
Exactly.
This is not true. Why are you gaslighting me?
The
And
boot will
then the person
always
says,
drop multiple times
"Oh,
before it
you're saying I'm gaslighting you?" Yeah, you are. Because I see what's happening right now, and it ain't cool. And I'm just waiting for other boot to drop.
I'm
It's
not
not okay. It's not.
I'm not against cutting off even family members who try to do that, you know, that stuff. It's okay. Everyone has their moments, right? But if it's a
No.
repetitive thing
It's
where you can
family. You
tell
have
that
to
someone around you
love and
does not
support
want you
them,
to be
and
happy because they're miserable and they want you to be miserable
right.
with them, you got to cut them off until they either, you know, come back, you know, or they don't. But yeah, that's my rant for the night.
No, I feel you there because I'm on the same page.
Or people who like to
Why are you
around
saying
you that
this?
likes
This isn't
to
true.
get you vulnerable by like, or express the traumatic things that you've gone through to other people to make people view you differently. I mean, I've had so much of that's why I have very few friends. I treasure the ones that I have. And yeah, I get a lot of those reactions from people
That's
because
why I'm
just
like,
because
I
I'm a
wish I was in
positive person
Arizona.
does not
You
mean that I
know?
haven't been through it. There's actually a clinical term for someone who has been through PTSD. And there's about
Mhm.
10% of people that it actually makes you a more positive person. I think I told you this before last time, which is weird. I don't like repeating myself, but this is mostly how we talk. So, but I think I'm
Yeah.
one of those people. I just like it created a more optimistic outlook on life rather than pessimistic. And then people will bring up, well, you really should be, you know, given this, you should be that, and try to put you into some sort of a category or to try to like, you know, and it's like, but I'm not. So I don't know. There's a lot to unpack there.
No, and it's like people try to put you into this certain corridor, and you're just like, okay, that's really nice, but no, this is not good. This is not objective, or whatever the crack you're trying to do. And that's where I go back to the gaslighting. And then when you mention that, they're like, "Me gaslighting? No." I'm like, "Yes, you gaslighting." No, because
Oh,
I see what's
can't
happening.
stand it.
I know what's happening. I know the truth. When you're trying to fucking make it seem like Kansies and posies, what? Come on. This is not
I
okay.
just shut it down. Just shut it
Oh,
down real
man.
quick because you can't argue with them when they're trying to gaslight you because it's going to just escalate things.
Yeah.
So you can just sometimes I'll just laugh when people try to gaslight me now. It's just I'll just giggle and be like, "Okay," and walk away. Like there's no
Mhm.
it's like you can't you're not going to get anywhere because that's I feel
Exactly.
like
You're just
whatever
like,
it is the demons inside them want is to get a rise out of you or to get you to fight back because it's like an energy harvesting tactic, I swear.
yeah, trying to frill your feathers and shit. You're just like, what? What the fuck are you doing? Like, I'm trying to be peaceful here, and you're trying to flare my feathers. What the fuck are you doing?
It's you're not giving them the energy that they want, so they're going to try to take it from you.
Yeah, cut. This is not okay. Cut. What are you cutting? Yeah. I don't know. It's hard, but like I said, we see what's going on. We know what's going on. And then you're trying to make it something else that is not. And then the
Gaslighting,
paranormal
love
stuff.
bombing, like even friendship love bombing,
Yes.
just like
Isn't that the
where
same thing? Gaslighting and love bombing, that's the same thing,
when
right?
they go no love bombing is just being overly nice, overly complimentary. Imagine the fake friend that is like so nice to your face and then you go out with them and they're saying all these nice things about you and it's like sometimes they're being genuine and authentic but 9 times out of 10 they want something from you whether it's a friend or like
Yeah.
a lover whoever and they're trying they love bomb the shit out of you or a friendship flatter bomb will say well they'll flatter bomb you and then those are the same people that are talking horribly behind your back or I just
Exactly.
my
Oh,
BS meter is like super high. It has been. I mean, I still let them. No, I still play along. I love, that's one of my favorite games is
no, like
like
listen to
playing
it,
like I
see
don't
what's
know
going
what they're
on,
doing.
and you
At
can
the end of the day,
incorporate it
people
and be
can make
like,
their own
fuck off,
decisions.
fuck you.
If
Yeah.
somebody's gonna
I don't
talk
know.
badly about me
Recent,
behind my back, the people that they talk badly to can make their own decisions about me or not. But
mhm.
um
Yeah.
yeah.
You want to play this game? Let's go. Because I'm better at this game than you. Because I've been there before since freaking elementary school. But so the last few nights we've been watching scary movies, and one of the last ones was The Boogeyman. And the most irritating thing that happened during that movie was that one chick that is supposed to be your friend, but she's just laughing behind your back. And she's putting you into some situations you don't need to be into. Like, why the fuck is this chick even around? Go fuck yourself. And in the very end, I was so proud of her because she slapped her in the face. I was like, that's exactly what I would have done like 3 weeks ago. Not today, but 3 weeks ago. And she's like, you're so crazy, narcissistic, etc., etc. Making her feel like the crazy person when in fact, she's actually dealing with a boogeyman. Not because of her, but because of her mother that died. Not quite sure how her mother died, but then her sister, she had that little ball that looked like a ball of light, but it was actually kind of looked like the moon. And she'd roll it under the bed, and then she actually rolled it down the hallway. And then that thing broke it. What? And then the dad was just in denial because, like, the daughters wanted to talk to him about their mom, and then he just wasn't ready for it. And then this certain entity was taking advantage of that. And it just reminded me of different entities in our lives that see what the crowd going through, and they're like, there's some negative shit right here. I could totally feed off of that. Fucking boogeyman, dude. Like, seriously. Raises the hairs on my legs because I believe the boogeyman is real. It's true, and it's actually happening. And people deny it, like, no, that's just your imagination. No, dude, the boogeyman is true.
Oh yeah, it's like when I when I was looking into like the Buddhism stuff, and like I had an experience where like these this collective, and it's also in the Catholic religion, they believe in this like demon called like Leviathan, right? And so that
Yes.
demon can come through different people that you love, that it's not them, right? And so I'm looking at I went through a period where it was like, it felt like literally this entity was coming through different individuals, and I couldn't say a thing. It was really kind of scary. And then there's this level of enlightenment within Buddhism, which explains, but it's like a lower level, and it's like it was describing the same thing. Basically, you're on a wavelength of like this greed, like type of level, right? So it's like whether it's external or internal, and it comes back to being internal. Now, like when that was happening to me, I was wondering, what have I done to attract that, right? And I know what I did, and I know
You
that
don't
I was
have to.
vulnerable.
You don't have to be walking up here somewhere. You could be at a college. You could be somewhere, and something sees you, and they're like, "Wow, that looks like a delicious parfait or buffet, whatever the fuck it sees." Like,
If you have a negative emotion or an inner wound that is exposed, whatever entity can pick up on that, and they'll come at you. And so it's your job to heal that wound.
it does.
Otherwise, they're going to keep. That's why
Exactly.
women will date like
Because people are like,
men
"Oh, you
over and
have to
over and
use a
over."
Ouija
It
board,
fixed
or
the
you have
wound.
to be doing something." Yeah, to ask for these spirits to come in. No, you don't have to do a Ouija board. You don't have to do a seance. You don't have to do anything like that. Go to a music freaking conference. Go to something else, and there's that thing sitting on the sidelines that's just like, "Oh, look at that. That looks like a very nice buffet that I shall feed upon." All you have to have is that little tiny chink in your armor for them to get you. It's dangerous. Seriously. You don't even have to ask for it. You don't have to do the Ouija board. You don't have to do anything. You're just like, I'm going to go out and have a good time, and you have that little chink in your armor that gets them through that. Freaking parasite.
I think someone is here. Hang on.
Yeah, I'm hearing a weird breath thing.
Hey.
Oh, listen to that.
Hold on 1 second.
Okay, no worries. But no,
But yeah, that's
anybody
exactly.
that's listening right now,
It's a chink
Go
in
ahead.
armor, and I love putting it that way. And it's up to you to fix
Yeah.
it. And it goes along even with Buddhism, like or with any religion, or just even like psychology or whatever you want to say. Or you can talk about yoga and like one of your chakras being off, so you're attracting
Right?
this type of situation or whatever. It's also about, like, for me personally, like I've noticed how out of whack my nervous system has been, and it's been that way for a long time. Mostly within this past year, like, but I was able to recognize it and like see it and like meditate on it, and like I'm working on it. It's not full, but now I have to slow myself down because I've been very reactive because of my nervous system, because of some crazy things that happened, and I never fixed it. So my body
You can
just
see
goes
it,
into
you feel it.
to like fright mode, or that's what anxiety kind of is, really. Which
And they're like,
it wasn't
fight or flight.
anxiety,
What about
but
fight or flight?
affecting my sleep a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, fight or flight. What about fight or fright? Not flight, but fright. Seriously, like, there's times when things come and you're not expecting it, but you see it, and then all of a sudden it's there and you freeze. Is that fight or fright? Or fight or flight? I don't know.
Well, there's freeze.
It's really hard to listen.
There's fight, flight, freeze, and fawn, right? So let's say you're kidnapped.
Yeah.
Or
that's why I'm saying fright.
Somebody's
Fright is
after
freeze.
you. Then there's freeze, then there's fawn, and fawn would be like the one that, let's say you got kidnapped and you're captive, that's the one that would be like, you know, being really sweet to your captor, you know, like it's a
Mhm.
survival
It's the
mechanism, I
thing
guess.
where they're saying like, okay, so you're captive, and then you start to fall in love or reminisce with the person that's holding you. No, you're just trying to ease up certain situations and collude with them to find that little niche where you can get out. It's not because, oh, well, this
Or
person
to
took
keep
me.
them or to keep them from reacting to you, like in like a narcissistic dynamic.
Yeah, you have to be
Like
like,
fawning would be
play them. You have to
being
play
really
them.
nice because you only
Yeah.
there's two sides to them, and one is the one that they've presented to you, and one is their actual self. And when they show their actual self and they blow up, you're trying to avoid that. So you're gonna do things
Yeah.
like baby talk or yes, you know, whatever. Like it's
Oh, man.
it's a survival mechanism.
The baby talk thing, last time I did that was when I was in the Marine Corps. I met this guy from Maine, and I used to do baby talk with him. Ever since, I haven't, because that was a whole different relationship. This was after an abusive relationship. Found this fella, went back to kind of like my childhood, so I would go into my baby talk, room, etc. Even like ran after him in the hallway and kicked my shoe off, and it kicked him right in the ass. But he was really cool until the point where he was calling me at work and being a master debater. I'm like, are you serious? Like, okay, I have been always so in love with you, so infatuated, and I felt like I don't know what happened to the point where I lost you, and then he's calling at work and waiting. I'm not okay. So then I had to say some really bad things to him to make him feel so bad that he'd never want to talk to me again. So that's the point where I insulted
That's
his
very
female
Sagittarius
person.
of you, by the way.
Yeah, I'm like, well, I know what hurts your feelings, so I'm gonna assault your female person. Even though I
That's
loved
one
him to
way to
death.
push someone away for sure.
Yeah. Like, I always dreamt with him, like, oh, that's the person, like, we went and we lost connection. Things happened, and I always dreamt of it. And I'm like, oh man, like, I wish this would happen again. Then he came back and he was doing this. So yeah, I just had to assault his female version and be like, that's not for me. Well, in fact, it could be, but that's the only way I knew to get rid of him, because I knew if I attacked that part of him, he would never talk to me again. And he hasn't. Except for I've gotten a few calls where it's like you could hear the call and you hear it chink chink as far as the phone hanging up. So I think he's been trying to come through a couple times, but I don't know. I don't know. I felt like that was a part of me. I really love that person, but I had been through an abusive relationship and didn't understand how to be treated correctly. And then we went apart. He went to California. I was in North Carolina. Shit just kind of flew apart, and I don't know. I really thought forever, like, you know how you know someone, and you're like, oh, that's a part of me, like, I wish was there still. Like, that's my dream person. And then all of a sudden he's calling you and being a master debater, and you're just like, what the fuck is this? And then you realize, like, you actually dodged the bullet.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
definitely. Definitely. Something I was talking about with my friend today is like, okay, so and she's been single for a long time, and I was just kind of joking about whatever the place that we were at. I said, Maddie, you can get married here and I'll come to the wedding or something like that. But we were just talking about how messed up it is. Like she's not really dating, and how messed up it is out there right now. And we kind of figured this out. Okay, so like So let's say like you're a girl like going on a date, right? Um like you'll put on, I don't know, different clothes or like makeup or try to, your mask is kind of more in your appearance and your ability to hold back,
Yes.
like hold, sometimes I probably wouldn't be able to hold back anything, but like just trying to be more, presentable, if you will, right? But the way that males mask is not through appearance as much, but like personality. They'll literally try to become the personality that they think that you want, or the person that they think that you would like, and they'll keep it up for a while until you realize, oh, that's not them, like at all. Like they'll try to their mask is within their personality. We'll mask like with our makeup or with,
Mhm.
I don't know, like just withholding just bits of, I don't know, emotion, or just try to be more polite, who knows. But males, they mask with their entire personalities. Like it's hilarious.
Seriously,
Until they
I
can't anymore, and
definitely
then you're like,
agree
"Oh
with
my
you on
gosh,
that.
that's scary."
Yeah, because they try to portray some certain thing, and then all of a sudden they show their true colors. I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I hate you. Just kidding.
Yeah.
But no, you're like,
Accurate.
oh, well, this is me, but in reality, that's them. And then you fucking find it eventually. Like, here I am, 20 something years into that, and I don't know. I get so sick and tired of being the one bearing the brunt of everything. I'm working, I'm creating a home, I'm cooking for everyone, I'm doing the laundry, I'm doing everything. And then this individual is working and then coming home and holding down my couch. I'm like, good job, dude. Yeah. If I could, I'd do that. But it's everything because they think they rule the world. Really? You do? Except for today I wasn't there because I stayed up too late last night. Yes, I made a mistake. And then I laid out all the plans. Then they had to pick it up and make it true. Are you going to come to the birthday party? No. No, I'm not going to. I was there before for the actual birthday party. I did the present, did the cake, did the things I needed to do. Ordered the cake, RSVP'd different people. You can do this, right? When in fact they said they couldn't because they had to work. Oh, I do that because I have to go to work. So I talked to my daughter Kinsey and I'm like, hey, do you think you could bring the kids home or take them to your house because your dad's at work? I have to be on the show at this certain hour and so I have to leave like 30 minutes early. Can you do this? Oh yeah, for sure. So everything actually worked out, but at the same time, like, I don't know, it's just ridiculous because, like, I'm seeing gaslighting, all these other different things. Like, it's not okay. You should be true. You should be a good person, but then you gaslight people. Why? Why do you have to do that? All you have to do is be honest. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, we all have our issues, but we should, when somebody brings something up that we do, we should be able to try to, I don't know, grow from that in some way.
Mhm.
But a lot of the male species, they just get
I feel
defensive.
that way too. Like,
They're like, no, ah. And then women, they have a tendency to just, rather than say okay, sometimes they'll just turn it back on you. Well, this is what you do wrong, like it's it's weird. There are different men and women are very different in a lot of like ways in how they deal with things just naturally, I've noticed.
Well, and it's funny
But
to me because, like I was saying earlier,
yeah.
like I've always been friends with guys, and people are like, "You can't be friends with guys, or guys can't be friends with girls." There's always some sort of sexual frustration.
That's not
Yeah,
true. There are times that
girls
that is not true.
guys
A lot
because
of
it's my
times.
drama, and those bitches can stay over here. I'm here with my guy fellas. I ain't fucking them, ain't doing nothing like that. But it's just because we understand each other and we have this certain thing going on.
Yeah, I think it's perfectly capable. You're totally, especially if it's like a work environment and stuff, like there is generally the ability to have a good work relationship with the opposite sex. Like I've never had an issue. But like as far as friendships go, you can be you can be friends with the opposite sex. I'm gonna say that you can, but I'm gonna say that sometimes it is rare, and sometimes yes, they do think of you in a different way. But sometimes you can just be friends, like that happens too. So it just depends. Like my literal best friend growing up
It
was a
depends.
guy. Like my not just my friend, like my
Seriously,
best friend.
me too. Yeah.
And then when
And
he
it's
moved, I had
complicated
to
because
learn how to be friends with
people
girls
don't
and know
understand,
how to
like,
be friends with girls. Like I had to learn how to be
me
friends with
either.
girls.
That's what I was saying, like, drama for your mama. No, not for me. I'm over here on the other side. I'm the girl as far as that goes. I'm on the guy side. But I don't know. It just kind of happens that way. So I think we're in the last 12 minutes of the show. So is there anything about the eclipse or anything that's happened recently that you wanted to point out before we get out of this show?
I did have a strange experience. Like I have an acquaintance and like I think I saw their soul and it was dark, but not evil. And so it just makes me question what makes
Mm-hmm.
like a soul dark. Like they're not a bad person either. I just like I had this experience where it was just like it was like whoa, like I had this epiphany. I'm like, whoa, you have kind of a dark soul, but like so I don't know. My question is like, can you have like kind of a dark soul without it being necessarily bad?
I think you could. I think it kind of depends on what you've been through, what your life is, etc. Like, you could try to be positive and have this dark side of you.
Yeah, I mean, we all have those, but it was like the weirdest thing. It was like, you know how they say we have like our higher selves, which is like our spirit or our soul.
Yes.
I like felt
Well, when I
this
was listening to that
person's
thing earlier, where it's like Pinocchio, when you listen to it as far as Italian language, you know, eco, whatever, Pinocchio. So, is the pineal gland. And then Okio was something as far as like your eyes or something. I think people try to make things deeper than they should be. But at the same time, that did make sense to me. And then, we're talking about our friends and stuff like that going on. Like, we try to be positive and on that different realm. It's so hard because we have, like for me, I work with a certain person. Swear to God, this girl, But she's an energy vampire. She doesn't intend to be, but that's what she is. And I'm her caretaker. And so I
That's
try
what
to
I'm
do the best I
saying.
can, but
That's exactly what I'm talking
I
about.
get
They
so
don't mean to
drained.
be, but yeah.
And it's like, I try not to hold it against her because I know she's not intentionally doing it, but that's how she is. Is it because of the way, okay, so she was adopted, she has a family, her family is not doing what they exactly should, and so I'm there on the brunt of the surface and in the backlash? Because I do care, and I do love this person, but at the same time, like, I don't get it. Like, why family's not doing what the fuck they're supposed to do? So then I get extra drained. I don't know. It's pretty hard. Pretty hardcore.
Like there's this guy, for example, and I've always thought like he just reminds me of like a real vampire. He's like been an acquaintance for years. I think I have a friend that dated him like once, like way back when. But like he's always been super nice and like friendly and everybody knows him. But he's like an energy vampire without trying. It's like the craziest thing. And it's weird. So I wonder if that's one of those occurrences too, like and what causes that and is that just their
Exactly. Like,
souls? Is that just the way they are or is that like you know, a changeable
her,
quality?
I read what happened to her. I read what her mother did. I read where people in the community stuck up for her and did things to get her away from this person that was her mother. And then she got adopted into this different family, but still, she has a certain thing about her where I love to be around her. She's not my sister, etc., but it's totally draining. Energy vampire. I think she intends to be. I just think that's what she knows. She doesn't know any different, and she's just like, why is this happening? Okay, Johnny Banani, you're muted in case you didn't know. You have to
Johnny,
unmute
I
if you
think
want
you're
to.
muted.
Yeah,
Or maybe she
I'm
can't
trying
hear
to unmute,
us.
but I can't. I'm putting my little hand over the mute button, but I can't unmute you. I'm back,
I don't think
Johnny!
she can hear us. Oh, can she?
Hi, beautiful. You muted. Unmute yourself, because I can't unmute you. I'm trying, but I can't.
Mute.
Sorry, guys.
Yay.
Oh,
It's just really loud here. The band's on, and but I'm trying to connect you to my earpiece, my Bluetooth, but it's just not working. So give me a moment, and then I'll take you for a quick walk. Here you go. You got some people starting to split. That's why. I don't know if you can see the old classics are starting to jump on out. But I'm trying to connect myself to my Bluetooth, and it doesn't seem to be wanting to participate in
isn't
this
that
game.
weird? Sometimes it does that. It's like you're trying to connect and it won't allow you to, but we can hear you. And I'm looking forward to that little walkabout you're talking about.
Look at that. It's an amazing car. It keeps connecting me to the car. And I'm like, I don't want it connected to the car. Audio is 100%. So there's no reason.
Right? No, but I was really appreciative too. Like, even on our, I think it was the first music break, and you're walking around, you're showing the people on bikes and the cars and all kinds of stuff like that. Like, that was freaking awesome. And then my girl Tass that we were just talking about, she's like, "Oh my God, is there?" Like, when I says, "Keep seeing these old cars," and I'm like, "Could be." There's a car club.
Wait a minute.
Looks like we're
Saying it's
buffering.
registering, but it's not. I'm buffering.
Yeah,
Hold on.
I'm gonna do this and then try again. I'm gonna try to fix it. Uh, Okay. Remove and add or something.
Hold on. If I got away from the car, it might work. Alright, hold on.
Try to fix it. I don't think it's working. And then now you're muted, but you might intentionally have done that. But I just
Yeah.
want to say, thank you for you guys being here and hanging out with me and talking about these different random weird things happening in our universe, omniverse, whatever the correct for dealing with. Very seriously. But seriously. I don't know, like,
Yes.
some people are like, I don't know what you're talking about, but I think you, Mia, and Johnny, like, I think we're on the same wavelength. Like, different weird things are happening, and we're seeing it. So to talk about it is, like she said, very empowering. Or like you said, very empowering to talk about these different things that are happening.
I like to think of like, I don't know, multiple versions of ourselves living in parallel dimensions at the same time, and then trying to think about like what those other parallel reality versions of ourselves are doing, because we've heard about that, but
Right?
it's kind of fun to think about, like, what if it's all happening at once, and what would they be doing, and what would they look like?
Exactly. It's so weird because, like, seriously, these things are happening, different things are happening that are very weird and intriguing. But let me turn down this music real quick at this point, and then, we're at the very end of the show, so I'm going to have to play Fish Fing. Oh, I almost hit the delete button. So I just want to thank you, Mia and Johnny, for being here with me. Johnny, I know you got a lot of stuff on your plate, but thank you for being here with me on Paradox Media's
I
Late Night
can't
in the
get my
Rockies.
Bluetooth to work, guys.
She's
Huh?
back.
I can't get my Bluetooth to work, so I'm just going to go around. Okay?
Yes, let's take a tour.
Yeah, we're almost done like with the speaker thing, but we can move forward like with YouTube and stuff like that. But I just wanted to thank you and all our friends on Beer Products Media's Facebook, Keeping On Radio, We Talk Radio, Twitter, Spreaker, wherever the crack listening. Look at those wheels! Holy shnikes! That's
That's
badass.
awesome.
Wherever you're listening beyond the omniverse tonight, I really appreciate you being here, and I can't wait to do it again tomorrow night. We'll have Mr. Robert Reed.
Cadillac,
He's got
Very nice.
Cadillac, backpack Cadillac.
Nice, isn't it? So these are all
Stuff like
Australian cars. These are all Holdens. Holden Kingwood. And then you got the Monaros over the back.
Hmm.
Yeah. Then you get like random
oh my
souped up.
goodness. That hood scoop is like kind of aggressive.
Say it again.
That orange one that was off to, I think, your right or whatever. Could be your left, but yeah, that hood scoop was very aggressive. Like, in and
Yeah, they
running
do. They
wild.
meet them up a little. They love beating them up. Like this one. Club Sport.
Yeah, look at that ass. Look at that ass.
Cool.
Look at this. I don't know why my thing's not working. It's actually driving me a bit batty. I don't want to be walking through the crowds with like you know, looking like a dog.
Why? Why would you look like a dog?
I have no idea why it's not connecting me to my Bluetooth.
That's weird. Because I can
I can
see
hear
and hear
you.
you, so
Yeah, we can hear
Is
you.
that
it's
going
not
on?
working. Yeah, we can see and hear you. Oh my gosh. This looks like an extracurricular me building chicken house. Oh, look at these
Looks like a what?
peeps.
That's a giant chicken coop.
That's what I'm saying. That's a really giant chicken coop that I would build.
That's a chicken palace. That's a chicken coop for humans.
That's right. Me knows what I'm talking about. Thank God, because I felt kind of crazy saying it. But me speaking up, what I put down. But
And got
Johnny,
you.
holy shit. Oh, look at that long-legged motherfucker. Did you see that guy?
there was a reaction and laugh. I love it.
Brown chicken, brown cow, cow. Hello. Beautiful. You so beautiful. Johnny's muted, so I can't hear her. I'm trying to unmute her. I don't think I can. You're
There you
muted.
go.
There you are. Yeah, I can hear you. That's awesome.
Right, so Alonso's running.
Oh, look at that back tire. Could you go back to that first bike and see that back tire? Like, that back tire is fat ass. That one is there for like spinning out and doing those sort of things that they do. No, we lost her. Damn it! I
So
lost
entertaining.
her. Then I found her. Well, I'm so glad that you came in, Mia. And what?
I said I was flossing. That's why I kept putting it on mute.
Oh yeah, Vern. He's very impressed by. So I bought a toothbrush that is automatic, so it's like motorized, and then it not only came with the brushes, but a flosser and stuff. I'm kind of scared, but no, it should be really good. Man. Oh, there she is.
Sorry, I must have pushed the wrong button. Pardon me. All right, ready?
Ready.
So here along here,
Yeah, so
everything.
The left had a very fat tire, so I see that one like doing this burnout or something like
We
that.
got Indians, we got Harleys, we got Triumphs, we got 502, Nelly.
Artwork on them is so beautiful. Seriously.
Any cover, there you go, you've got a taste of Australia charity runs. It's pretty cool.
Now, recently I've been seeing like where there's tons and tons of bikers and they're going against like domestic violence and child abuse. And I really love that they do that. And then they do the
Well, this is what this is. It's the same gig, same deal.
Nice.
His name. They yeah, so they tend to like that's with Black Dog. That's what Black Dog, the charity. So, but they do it for all sorts of stuff. It's just whoever's needing money to be raised, they jump on it. It's all the same. I'm going to mute you because I'm just going up the back of the band.
How is Robert, by the way? How is
Well,
Robert?
I'm grateful that I don't know. Okay, so did you hear Robert got sick? So he had an infection not only in his leg but in his ear.
In his ear? No.
Yeah. His ankle and his ear. I'm like, what? Like, I don't know. But I think he's getting better because supposedly he's been treated, but I don't know.
Poor
Oh,
Robert.
he hasn't talked to me. Oh man, poor Robert.
He hasn't talked to you in a while?
This one.
Huh? Oh man, look at that. Those are beautiful tires, seriously. Reminds me of a Fleur.
Those are really cool tires. What is that? I want that.
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh, with the cards on the back?
Never
Okay.
surprised them.
I want that. I want that motorcycle-y thingy. I don't know
Me
what you would
too.
call that.
That's awesome. That's what the fuck that is.
Yes, that is awesome. I love it. I'm such a nerd. I love like cars and trucks.
Okay,
Can I
you know
mute
me,
you
like,
quickly?
Tractors.
on the show, but my friend, okay, so he used to be my dealer when he had a Harley. He's like, hey, you want to ride on the back of my bike? And so we went, we rode around. He's like, oh, you're supposed to finish your 2000. I'm like,
They're nice. That one.
Shiny. Look at the tires on that one.
Oh, very nice.
The wheels.
All right, my loves. I'm gonna say au revoir.
Love you, Johnny. Thank you for the tour. That was awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for showing us around and giving us the tour. I really enjoyed it. It was beautiful.
Kisses from the silly Americans.
Microdot. Love you, sister.
That was so cool.
Yeah. I know, the other side of the world. Did you see that thing? Okay, so I was gonna do TikToks if you guys didn't show up, but did you see that big black spot that started like near the Arctic, then went towards
I've heard
Australia
about
and then
it.
forward?
Yeah, they said
Yeah,
it was
wasn't
huge,
that
like the
weird?
size of Texas under the
And
wire
they're
or
like,
something.
oh no, it's just, some sort of thing. It's a glitch. No, it wasn't. Like,
That's like a
this is
black
something that's
hole
seriously happening.
to another
Yeah.
dimension or something.
Yeah. So, like, it was small and then it got bigger and bigger and bigger. And they're like, oh, that would mean it's going to flood everything. Well, I don't think so. I think it was like a black hole on the Earth. I don't know. It's really weird. I don't even know what to think about it.
There was like a giant
Yeah, it's
tornado, like I think yesterday or today, too. Where was the tornado?
What is
I
that?
mean, that's not the same, but I'm just thinking of. I want to say it was Iowa. Let's see.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
my
Iowa.
sister called me
Iowa and Nebraska.
earlier. And I got the call. She's like, oh, yeah, I heard there was tornadoes in Colorado. I'm like, it must have been north of us because we didn't have any here. But it's been really bad, weird weather. And you look at the clouds and it does look like a tornado is going to start, but it hasn't.
Yeah.
It's so weird. How's the Arizona weather been? Is it the same? Like, it looks kind of tornadic, but
No,
cold?
it was raining. It was nice and cloudy today. It was raining last night. It's I think it depends on where you are here, but we had a crazy storm last night. It was like just, and I live in a barn, so you could hear everything on the roof. It was fun.
Right?
I liked it. It was lots of lightning, tons of rain, super high winds. It was short-lived, but it was was interesting.
Yeah, seriously, like people are talking about like, oh, this is a mind-bending end of the world sort of thing, and then people are seeing it and recording it to a certain extent, and then it stops. So you can't see the whole thing. I don't know, it's kind of weird.
Hold on, wait 1 second. Oh, sorry. Hold on 1 second, Tess.
No worries.
Okay.
But all the dishes are clean and all made.
Is that Mom?
Hi. Yeah, that's my friend Christine. She's awesome. She
Hi, Christine.
telling me about possibly doing like a gun safety class on Tuesday, so I thought that would be fun.
Oh my goodness.